We are live here from Tecumseh, Ontario, Canada, Windsor, at Lacasse Park. Bill Kelso along with John Upham, and it's the St. Clair Green Giants against the Muskegon Clippers here on this Friday night at the ballpark, John, and it's the first time you and I have worked together for a while, and on a hot, muggy, steamy night here at the ballpark.
It certainly is, and it's unusual because normally every evening that we've been here, it's always been breezy and cool. It's nice to have it a little warmer. And it's good to see you back, Bill. I hope you're feeling better.
Much better, and certainly you're ready to go. As again, I mentioned earlier in the opening, it's been a while since you and I have worked together, but looking forward to this one. The game has immense consequences for both teams.
So this is jockeying for position for playoffs.
Let's look at the Green Giants, who will take the field first as the first half of the first inning coming up. The starting pitcher, he's making his way to the mound now, for the Green Giants is Kevin Kyle. It'll be his 11th appearance of the season. Comes into the game with an impressive 3.65 ERA. Mostly in relief duty. He's pitched 12 1/3 innings. There's a look at the starting lineup for the Muskegon Clippers. Bryce Kelly, Nolan Bryant, and Cameron Bear will be the first three batters, followed by Djokovic, Roche, Bushberger, Henderson, Featherston, and Lalumia.
We've seen Kevin Kyle hit more than he's pitched previously, so I'm assuming he did a lot more on the. He did a lot more on the road, maybe.
4 walks in his 12 innings of work, 1 every 3 innings. That's respectable, with 9 strikeouts. And a native of the state of California.
Yeah, I met his father here the last time. Had a chance to chat with him.
Elk Grove, California is where he hails from. I think there's 3 or 4 guys from California.
Yeah.
McKenna is one. Ryan Porras is another, so we've got a few guys from California. Guys from out west. Kyle finishing up his warm-up tosses, getting ready to face the first batter of the night, Bryce Kelly, who is batting .307 on the season. Freshman at Michigan State, and a good hitter, too.
Very good hitter.
In fact, he's the leading hitter on this ball club, has good power.
Well, the last time we saw him, he was a DH and leading off and pitching. And later on went to left field.
He's in left field tonight with Mitchell Ashcraft pitching. Kelly with 3 home runs on the season and 16 RBIs. And the first pitch of the ball game is popped up down the line, going after Ayerza. Does he have room? I think he does, and he makes the grab. A nice play by Max Ayerza to get the first out as Kelly pops out the third. 1 away here in the top of the first inning. That's a good start.
A good start.
First pitch, and then it popped out.
Sometimes I wonder, first pitch looked like it was outside a bit. Wasn't really a pitch he should have been looking for. But who am I to say? That's his decision to make.
Bring up Nolan Bryant. Batting .296 on the season, another left-handed batter. Pitches up high outside, 1-0 to Bryant.
I really like this kid.
Second baseman. Small, compact player, but he can play the game.
Does a lot of good things.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's swung on and popped up, straight up. Third baseman Ayerza is going to make the play, and for the second out in a row, Ayerza gets a pop out. 2 out, 2 up, and 2 down here in the first half of the
3 pitches.
first inning.
It's interesting.
Yes.
That's the way it should be.
We'll bring up the catcher, Cameron Bear. We've seen Bear before. From Columbia, Tennessee. Not far away from Nashville.
Are you familiar with that area?
Well, with the Nashville Predators, a team that certainly has made a name for itself in the National Hockey League. One of the better teams, actually, one of the better teams in the NHL. So.
I would think so.
Ground ball to first and an easy out.
Well, you got to love that. 4 pitches, 4 outs.
Yeah, Duncan makes the play. As mentioned by John, 3 up and 3 down. And as we go to the bottom of the first, we are scoreless, but no runs and no hits, and a pretty clean inning for Mr. Kyle.
Well, it's it just leads me to believe that what I do believe is the more strikes you throw, the more outs you get. And I've said that many times, and I'm sure people are tired of hearing it. But I'd rather have them hear the truth.
Look at the starting lineup for the St. Clair Green Giants coming here into the bottom of the first inning. Nicholas Howie, the center fielder. He'll be followed by Tanui, then McKenna, Thomas, Ayerza, Deneau, Duncan, Barkley, and Austin Olds. Those are your starting 9 batters for the St. Clair Green Giants here tonight. Howie playing center, Tanui at second, McKenna playing short tonight. And the pitcher on the mound, Mitchell Ashcraft. It's his 7th appearance. He has a rather robust 6.45 ERA, however. 37 innings pitched, so he is a starting pitcher. But the big right-hander it comes up from the side a bit.
He's a sidearm, that's his slot.
So he'll be facing Nick Howie, who has struggled a bit lately. He's batting .246. And then Tanui, and as mentioned, Connor McKenna. Should mention, John, that 4 players were at the All-Star game from St. Clair, and they all acquitted themselves well. Jalen Thomas, the left fielder, had 2 hits. 2 pitchers, Whitbread and Brown, both pitched 1 inning, struck out 2 guys, both of them. And then Connor McKenna drove in a couple runs. Their team did win, so nice performance by the St. Clair players.
Yeah, very good contribution. They are very good ball players.
So Nick Howie will start things off here in the bottom of the first inning. Green Giants entering this game 3 games out of first place with an 18-13 record. Howie is still looking for his first home run of the season. Has 28 RBIs. Batting here in the leadoff position, and he'll take a crack here at Mitchell Ashcraft. And here's the first pitch. Good pitch, too. It's a strike. 0-1 count to Howie. Doesn't throw super hard.
No, he's medium speed. His arm slot will be tough on righties.
Good pitch. 0-2. So Howie has looked at the first 2 pitches go by him for a strike. So it's 0-2 the count on Howie. And the pitch. Curve is outside. 1-2. 1-2 to Howie.
That's how most pitchers get you out. When you got 2 strikes, they get you on the outside. A lot of pitchers don't like to come in. They don't want to hit you.
Here's the 1-2. It's swung on and hit into left field. Making the grab, the left fielder on the run. There's Bryce Kelly, and there's one away here in the bottom of the first. They'll bring up Adam Tanui, the second baseman, who is having a nice season. He's hitting .301 in the year. Tanui, one of 2 players from the state of Hawaii.
The Rainbow State.
Yes, and he has contributed this season. It's a bit of a pop in his bat.
We saw him hit a home run here one night.
He did. Pitch is low, 1-0. 1-0 to Tanui. First 4 pitches have been Ashcraft has been pretty good.
Yeah, he's around the plate.
And the 1-0 pitch. Curveball in for a strike, 1-1. Off-speed pitch on Tanui. So Tanui looking at a 1-1 count. Just joined us here at the ballpark. Curveball swung on, base hit to left field. A single for Tanui. Does the turn, but he'll come back. And a base hit for Tanui. Runner aboard with 1 away, and they'll bring up McKenna.
From Palomar College, the shortstop, number 9, Connor.
That's what you got to do with this pitcher, wait on the pitch.
Well, it's like anybody, you know, and when he doesn't throw overly hard, you got to wait.
He'll bring up the leading hitter for the Green Giants, average-wise .313 on the season, Connor McKenna, the shortstop. Curveball is low. 1-0 to McKenna with Tanui on first and Jalen Thomas waiting on deck for the Green Giants. Bottom of the first inning, if you've just joined us. Bill Kelso, John Upheim, and the gang here with WE-TV. Quick throw to first to keep Tanui honest. That's probably his best move, and he did it early.
Yeah, he showed it to him early.
And Another throwback. He's got a good move, actually, John.
Well, now that he's shown it to everybody, they know. I don't know if you should do it that early in the game.
I have a different view than you, quite frankly. I think he should.
Yeah?
I think it commands respect early. Makes you leery then. Doing
Well, then later in the game, when you need a pickoff and you showed them everything in your arsenal, guess what? It ain't going to happen.
Yeah, but you may not take the lead because you're afraid he has the move.
Well, that's a possibility, but good base runners will take the lead anyway.
Here's the pitch. Chopper hit towards short. Could be a double play. Flip the second for one. Back to first, and he gets him. So a double play ends the inning, and the score at the end of one. We are scoreless. We'll be back with more baseball right after these words.
It's new, it's fresh, it's innovative, it's WE-TV, Windsor Essex Television, and you can watch it anywhere. www.we-TV.ca is the place to be. If it's sports, entertainment, or community events, WE-TV has what you're looking for. The people, places, and faces of our community are front and center on WE-TV. Check out www.we-TV.ca for what's being webcast live. WE-TV, we got you covered.
We are back here at Lacasse Park in Tecumseh. Bill Kelso along with John Upham. Look at the standings. We talked about it briefly, John. The Monarchs in first place, Lake Erie by 3 games over the Green Giants, who are at 18 and 13. The Grand River Loggers and the Muskegon Clippers. This is why it's important games for the Clippers tonight. Both tied at 15 and 18. They're really trying to get a hammering for a playoff spot. 7 games behind both of them. And Irish Hills Leprechauns bringing up the rear. That's the standing so far to date as the first pitch is swung on and hit to the first baseman. Easy play for the Green Giants first baseman Duncan.
5 pitches, 4 outs. I am really enjoying this. And I'm sure
So was Coach
Chico's
Cooper.
enjoying it, and I'm
Chico,
sure Mr. Cooper is. And the pitcher I know is very much happy with that.
We'll bring up the 5th batter, the shortstop Jimmy Roche, who is batting .250 on the season. Kyle delivers the first pitch. Fastball is swung on and hit into shallow right field. This might drop. It's going to drop for a base hit. Go to first base, and they almost catch the runner. Leaning, but a good play or attempt by Tanui, but he couldn't get to the ball, so a single for Roche.
Well, I really enjoyed Kyle being over there. That's a great job by the pitcher.
Davenport University.
First hit of the night for the Clippers. Let's look on the replay. Nice play by Tanui. He really did give it an effort. And it's going to bring up Jacob Buschberger, the third baseman, who's hitting .270 on the season with a runner on first and 1 away.
Well, Tanui believes in the theory that the infielder goes out after it like it's his, and he sure made that effort.
Yes, he did. And the first pitch is low. It's going to get by the catcher. So the runner will advance to second base. That's Roche. So Roche goes to second, 1 out. Runner on second base here in the top half of the second inning.
See, those balls, you don't want to try and catch them. You want to block them.
Bet it hit you. I hope it flops in front of you. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0. 2-0 count on Buschberger with Henderson on deck. Connor Henderson for the Clippers. 1 out and 1 on. And the 2-0 pitch. Curveball is swung on. Fair ball. It's going to be a hit down the line. The runner will score. Going to second base. Let's see. He's going to make the turn. He does, but it's a double, a stand-up double for Buschberger. And the Clippers take an early 1-0 lead here in the second inning.
That ball was hit sharply.
No chance for the third baseman.
That was a double off the bat.
We'll bring
Right
up
off
Connor
the bat.
Henderson. Look at this. Going to rip down the line into the corner. Tough ball to get to, John.
Well, it's way
It's a
down
long
in the
way.
corner, long ways away.
So a double for Bushberger, an RBI as Roche scores, and it's 1-0 Muskegon here in the second inning. Henderson batting 190 on the season. Runner at second, 1 out. Kyle kicks and deals, swing and a miss, 1 strike on
Well,
Henderson.
I like the idea that Kyle is taking 1-2 looks at that runner, trying to keep him close. You don't want to get into that rhythm. 1 look, go to home. 1 look, go to home. Don't be a pattern pitcher if you can
Keep
avoid
off
it.
balance if you can.
Absolutely. That's what he's doing.
And the 0-1 pitch, good pitch.
Off speed.
0-2 the count on Henderson. Wyatt Featherston on deck, the DH for the Clippers. Henderson would like to get aboard and punch that run across. Here's the 0-2 pitch, outside and high, 1-2. 1-2 to Henderson. Runner with not a big lead at second. That's Bushberger. Although he has good speed, here's the pitch. Curveball got him. Strike 3, he froze the batter, John, and it's a strikeout for Kyle, his first of the night.
I like the way Kyle finished that pitch. He finished it really strong, and it helps when you finish right.
They'll bring up Wyatt Featherston. Batting .259 on the season.
Bring that pitching arm right through to the glove side. That's the secret.
Runner on second, 2 out. And the first pitch to Featherston is a ball hit sharply to short. Good play by McKenna. Quick throw to first, and he gets him. And that is the end of the top half of the second inning. 2 hits, 1 run. And we come to the bottom of 2. The score, 1-0 for Muskegon. And John, your comments so far?
Well, Kyle's been pitching well. Had a couple of hits, a little dunk into right field, and then that sharply hit double. And it just shows you, put together a couple of hits, and if one's extra bases, you get yourself a run.
So
And that ball hit down in the corner
was
was
hit
really hit sharply.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Jalen Thomas, Ayerza, and Dano are the 3 scheduled hitters. There's the rest of the July home schedule, which will finish up the regular season. Tomorrow night, the Clippers are back here again. That's tomorrow, the 22nd at 7:05. Wednesday's a makeup. It's a doubleheader. I believe it's a 5 o'clock start. And then Thursday, Friday, here to close out the regular season. You're at home against the Irish Hills Leprechauns Thursday and Friday. And the doubleheader is on the Wednesday. I believe that's a 5 o'clock start. But
Yeah, 5 and 6, yep. 7-inning games.
2 7-inning games. Glenn Thomas, who's batting .265 on the season, will step up and bat for the Green Giants. As mentioned, he'll be followed by Ayerza and then Dano. Into the heart of the lineup.
It says here, Bill, Wednesday the 26th, doubleheader, 5 and 7 p.m.
Yeah, so those are the start times for the games on a Wednesday.
Scheduled that way.
Ball is outside, 1-0 to Jalen Thomas. Clippers lead 1-0, bottom of the second inning. If you've just joined us, curveball is in for a strike, 1-1. 1-1 count to Thomas. And the pitch, swung on and hit sharply, base hit, just past the second baseman. So Thomas slaps a single. Runner on first base, but nobody away. He'll bring up Max Ayerza.
Ball hit sharply, Bill.
Ayerza having a nice season. He's hitting .299. And leads the team in home runs with 3. So Ayerza is the team leader in home runs, and he's had a nice season as mentioned. Sharp hit you saw on the replay. Here's the pitch. He draws a bunt down. It's a beauty, and it's going foul now. Foul ball.
Well, the rule on that is perfect or foul, and that was almost perfect.
Perfectly foul.
It was perfectly foul.
That was a nice bunt attempt.
Very nice, very nice.
They would have had a hard time getting him because
Oh,
he runs
they
well.
would have never got him.
No.
No way.
So 1 strike to Ayerza on the bunt attempt.
Now he's got the third baseman in. So let's see if he can hit the ball sharply by him.
Runner on first with a 1 strike count to Ayerza.
Oh, there's the bad move. There's the one I would have shown early in the game.
I think it's a waste of time, but that's
Well,
digress.
Bill, you're entitled to your opinion. Absolutely.
There's a blast hit into right center field, but the right fielder is going to make the catch on the run. Henderson, 1 away here in the bottom half of the second inning. I understand what you mean, but you know.
We can agree to disagree, Bill. That's why I enjoy doing the games with you. Because we do agree to disagree.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there's nothing wrong with having a different perspective on the game. Actually, it makes it interesting for the listener.
Different perspectives.
Absolutely.
With reasoning doesn't mean it's necessarily right or wrong depending on the situation.
Correct.
There goes the runner. Throw to second, and he's going to be safe. Thomas with the stolen base. He had a good jump.
Nice job by the shortstop covering up on that.
By Affordable Home Services.
Look at this on the replay. Had a real good jump. Thomas, who, despite being a big guy, and we've mentioned this in the past,
Yeah, it's
runs
good
well for a
speed.
big man.
Good speed.
At 6'3", 230. I see him steaming at me. I would tend to step aside.
Well, under certain conditions, I would agree with that.
That or duck. Curveball and a swing and a miss for Deneau, who's hitting .283 on the season. Another guy who's had a nice year.
Yeah, you know, he's come a long way because earlier in the year he
Struggling.
was but boy, he's really come a long way. I'm very, very pleased with how he's hitting now.
0-2 count on Deneau with 1 away. Curveball in the dirt, blocked by Bear nicely. Runner did not advance. Roberto Duncan, the first baseman, is on deck for the Green Giants. Bottom of 2, 1-0 Clippers. If you've just joined us, we're coming to you live from Lacasse Park here in Tecumseh, Ontario. And the pitch. Curveball up high. 2-2. 2-2 count on Deneau. Ashcraft faking Thomas back. Here's the 2-2 pitch, curveball, a swung on, base hit to left field. Thomas will hold at third. Throw comes in. And runners are at first and third with 1 away here in the second.
Well, that's a nice base hit. Just hit too sharply for...
It's the first baseman, number 19, Roberto Duncan.
Going to bring up Roberto Duncan, who's batting .222 in the season, and I think the Green Giants expecting a little bit more out of him this season.
Yeah.
At times he has been good, and at times he has struggled. Maybe a good time here with runners at first and third to break a semi-slump.
Well, you know what? That's the toughest part of this game is hitting. And periodically they go into slumps, and a lot of times it's tough to get out, especially if you don't know what you're doing wrong.
It's to Duncan right up the middle. It's going to be a base hit, solid hit by Duncan. Runs, scores, we're tied at 1s. Going to second on the play is Deneau, and it's first and second with still just 1 away. Single and an RBI for Duncan, and that was well hit, John. Good hit by Duncan.
Very good hit. Hit very sharply up the middle. Good effort by the shortstop and second baseman. Look at that.
So first and second with Tyrus Barkley, the batter, and Austin Olds waiting on deck. We are tied at 1.
So we're at the bottom of the order.
Mm-hmm. 1-strike count to Barkley, who's hitting .278, and this catcher has played well too. He's DHing tonight. Curveball is swung on and popped up down the right side. Does it have room? No. First baseman couldn't get it. That was. Dijakovic couldn't get it.
He got back to the fence quicker, he might have had a shot at it.
0-2 the count on Barkley. Runners at first and second. And one away. And the 0-2 pitch, curveball is outside, 1-2. 1-2 the count on Barkley. He and Deneau have been splitting the catching duties and both have performed well this season.
Yep.
The 1-2 pitch is low again. It's 2-2. Gotta like it with both your hitters, John, as catchers, both batting over 275. That's impressive.
It is. It's a very tough job catching. You get tired.
And Cooper has managed both of them well, taking them in and out of the lineup because we both catch.
That's
one
right.
catches, one DHs, flip-flop and go the next game.
They take advantage of what both of them can do.
Here's the 2-2. Swung on, fouled down the third baseline. Just mentioned the aforementioned Cooper. He still has those reflexes anyways, John.
Yeah, he certainly does. Well, he pitches BP. He hits the infield.
He would snap those up in a rapier-like fashion.
Whoa. Very good. I like that. A little Shakespearean.
Here's the 2-2. Curveball swung on, hit sharply to short. Flip to second for one, back to first, and he gets him. And that's the second double play of the night.
Yeah, pitcher's best friend.
6-4, 3 double play. 3 hits and a run.
3 hits, 1 man left on base for the Giants, the bottom of the second.
And the score at the end of 2. We are tied at 1. We'll come back with more baseball right after these words.
This is going to be
Take one empty field, round up a group of players, add 3 bases, plus 1 home plate, throw in a softball, and add an umpire. Play ball! It's not hard to get a game of softball going, and to keep it going from the time you're 4 till you're 84. Softball. Get in the game.
We have the out-of-town scoreboard. Grand River Loggers 6. The Irish Hills Leprechaun Street. It's a big game for the Grand River Loggers. They are in a battle with the Clippers. They're fighting for their playoff lives. So 6-3 in the bottom of 6 in favor of the Grand River Loggers. Bill Kelso here along with John Upham. We get ready to start the top half of the third inning, and the first batter will be Luke Lalamia, who's batting .200 on the season. He's the center fielder tonight. He'll be followed as we get back to the top part of the lineup. Kelly and Nolan Bryant to face the offerings of Kyle here in the third. First pitch to Lalamia is popped up. Let's see, it looks like who's going to grab it? It's going to be the third baseman, Ayers, who calls everybody off, and he makes the play. The third baseman gets involved, 1 away here in the top of the third. Takes command. I
The
don't have a problem with
infielder
that.
should take charge on that
And he
play.
did.
And that's what he did. Not that Kevin Kyle couldn't have made the
No.
play. I get so tired of hearing that. Keep the pitcher out of the play. Hey, look, some of those balls he has to take.
Going to bring up Kelly, who popped up to Ayers in the first inning on the first pitch of the ball game. He's 0 for 1. Pitch is low. He showed bunt.
Good
0-1.
reaction by the
Rather
third
1-0.
baseman. Read the bat well.
1-0 the count to Kelly. And the 1-0 pitch is low. Not away from catcher Deneau. It's 2-0. 2-0 to Bryce Kelly. Nolan Bryant on deck for the Clippers. On away here in the top of the third.
I like this hitter's stance a lot. Nice athletic position. I like where his hands are. I like when he loads.
There's a good pitch on the inside corner. 2-1. Good pitch by Kyle. But you're right, he looks like a hitter.
Yes, he does.
It's a look of confidence. And the pitch outside and high, 3-1.
He's got a pretty good eye, too.
Yep. 3-1 count to Bryce Kelly. And the 3-1 pitch. Did he go? I think he did, yes. 3-2.
Now that ball was up in the
Yes, it
strike
was.
zone.
3-2 count to Kelly. And Kyle delivers. Fastball is fouled off.
I'll tell you
by
what,
Kelly.
that's the pitch that used to bother me, was the pitch I could see really well up, but I couldn't handle it that well, so I had to learn to lay off it.
3-2 count again to Kelly.
Especially when it's above your hands.
And the 3-2. Down the third it goes to Ayers. Long throw to first. Duncan with the play at first. 1 away. Make it 2 away. Third to first, Kelly.
I didn't like the way that batter runner lunged at the bag. You can get hurt doing that.
Yeah, you can pull a groin or do something worse.
Just run through the bag.
Gonna bring up Nolan Bryant with 2 away here in the top of the third for the Clippers. Bryant also popped up to Ayers in the first inning. Bryant batting .293 on the season. Has some pop. 3 home runs. First pitch to Bryant. In for a strike.
Nice curveball.
He's a tough target to pitch to, John. He's not tall. Those are tough for pitchers.
Well, you know what? The rule of thumb is split the catcher in half and throw to the bottom half. Then you shouldn't really have a problem.
Chopper hit towards short. McKenna charging. Throws it to first, and he gets him. Good play, good stretch by Duncan. 3 up and 3 down, and no runs, no hits, and no errors. And the score as we go to the bottom of the third. We are tied at 1 here at Lacasse Park. John Upham, comments so far?
Well, it's been a nice tight ball game. Good pitching, a lot of strikes. Some balls hit very sharply. Some nice plays. So it's looks like it could be a very interesting evening.
Game was moving along nicely.
Very quickly.
Sunshine is out here at the ballpark, but the lights are on too. I'm not sure why they did that, but maybe it's a timing thing. But nevertheless, the lights are on here at the ballpark.
They are on.
But the sun is out. It was somewhat hazy earlier. They've made some repairs up here at the top at the ballpark here on the bleachers. It's become a little uncomfortable at times here, John.
Well, you know, with your bad knee, it's very, very, very difficult to sit for any length of time.
So it's,
Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen.
that being said, it gives us a nice look at the ballpark as Ashcraft finishes his warm-up tosses. He's going to face Austin Olds, Howie, and Tanui as we come to the back to the top of the
order.
Giants lineup. But, you know, 2 double plays in the first 2 innings committed or taken care of by the Clippers has had an impact so far in this game.
Well, it's the old story, eh? That's what you like to see, those double play balls.
Well, if you don't beat a team offensively, you'll beat them defensively.
Hey, pitching and defense, 2 big aspects of the game.
Going to bring up Austin Olds to lead things here in the bottom of the third for the Green Giants. Olds, despite batting .170, has come up with some clutch hits during the course of the season. Plays well in the field. He certainly had to get things going a little more at the plate. And here's the first pitch. It's outside. 1-0 to Austin Olds. Tied at 1 here in the bottom of the third. Glad you're along to watch us here in Lacasse Park in Tecumseh, Ontario, a suburb of Windsor.
Well, nobody lives in Windsor anyway. I live in Riverside, I live in South Windsor, I live in South Walkerville, I live in Remington Park. I wonder whether Windsor exists.
The words of the cynical John Upham, ladies and gentlemen.
I just wanted to let you know my geography is good.
Yes, I noticed. It's a 2-1 count. The Olds curveball is low. 3-1, sorry. 3-1 count to Olds.
See, the pitcher that makes all his pitches look like they're fastballs, because when he throws off speed, if he changes his motion at all, they can pick that up.
Easy play for the second baseman. The Olds runs well. And it's a cutout to first base. So Bryant with the play over to first. One away in the bottom of the third. Look at this in the replay. Olds runs well. Bryant with the play. It's going to bring up Nick Howie, who flew out to left field his first time up.
See how quickly that second baseman got to the ball? That's the way to do it. Charge every ball.
Curve ball in for a strike. 0-1 count to Howie with Tanui on deck for the Green Giants. Fouled down the third baseline.
Got himself around on that one.
Yep. 0-2 count to Howie. It's a little bit muggy at the ballpark, but a very light breeze.
As a matter of fact, I love the breeze right now.
Because of the mugginess. And the 0-2 pitch. Curveball is swung on, hit down the right side. And twisting foul into the Clippers bullpen that's currently unoccupied.
Well, that's called a lot of faith in your pitcher, I guess.
Well, you left all your pitchers at home.
Or maybe they're all position players and they're on the field somewhere. Who knows?
It is a rather empty bullpen.
It is. A lot different than that.
Maybe ever put a vacancy sign there? Maybe there's a little humor there, but very little. 0-2 count coming up to Howie. Up high.
The St. Clair bullpen is pretty well occupied out there.
Full house.
One hanging on the fence, 3 on the bench close to the mound, and 2 other guys not visible.
Curveball is swung on and popped up. Second baseman Bryant's going to make the play. 2 up and 2 down so far here in the bottom of the third. I'll bring up Adam Tanui, who has one of the 4 St. Clair hits tonight. Hit a line single to left his first time up. And Tanui, who is batting over 300 on the season, has really played well lately. So Tanui with his second time up for the night. 2 out, nobody on here in the third. First pitch to Tanui. Curveball is chopped foul. Oh, 0-1 count to Tanui. Early going, both pitchers have pitched well. Here's the 0-1. Curveball is low, got away from Bear. 1-1. 1-1 count to Tanui with McKenna on deck.
See, I hate to see that. I like to see the catcher try to get all those balls. Don't be lazy back there.
Curveball swung on, another, ooh, right off the glove. That's going to be a hit, though. I thought it was a base hit right off the bat, but sharply hit by Tanui.
It was a base hit right off the bat.
Yeah, very good. That was well hit. Look at this.
From Alabama College, the shortstop, and all
Good stroke.
number 9.
What almost a great play by the shortstop.
I thought as soon as I left the bat, it was a hit.
Yep.
And the shortstop darn near made the play. That's Roche. Nevertheless, Tanui's on first base with a single.
Great effort. Let's see if he steals.
We'll bring up McKenna.
We got 2 out. Let's see whether he's got him going or not.
Here's the pitch. Curveball is, and there he goes. The delayed effective.
Delayed steal.
And he gets the steal.
Very effective play. Very, very effective.
That caught me off guard.
Well, you know what it does? All the infielder's attention is on the ball. Nobody really says anything. Catcher doesn't know. And that's the advantage of the delayed steal. It's a great play. It's a great play.
So Tanui's on second with a stolen base with 2 away here in the third.
It's more effective if there's a left-hand hitter up there. But if you can run it well, it doesn't matter.
Low 2-0. 2-0 count to McKenna. Runner on second, 2 away. We are tied at 1 here in Lacasse Park. Here in Tecumseh. Here's the pitch. Curveball in for a strike. 2-1. 2-1 count to McKenna.
Not a hitter's pitch. That was a good layout by McKenna. He was looking for something to hit.
And the 2-1 swung on, base hit to left field. I think Tanui's coming in. Yes, he is. He's being waved in. He'll score easily. McKenna going to second, slides in. Now he's going to stay at second base. Had entertained thoughts of going to third, and the double by McKenna drives in the run. It's 2-1, and the Green Giants have their first lead of the night.
The left fielder and all-star number
Great
15,
covering the
Clair.
throw from the left fielder by the first baseman.
Sharply hit down the line. Tanui scores easily. Kelly with the throw. But the first baseman, as you mentioned, covering. Otherwise, McKenna was on his way to third.
I would like to have seen the right fielder over there, but he didn't really move to the ball.
There's a ball hit hard by Thomas into center field, however, but up high and hung there. And the center fielder makes the play. So Thomas flies up the center. However,
Giants at the bottom of the
a
third.
run and 2 hits. The score at the end of 3. Green Giants 2, Clippers 1. We're coming back right after this.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
Every child should learn how to swim, for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's Swim Team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
Well, Bill Kelso here along with John Upham. We're getting ready to start the top half of the 4th inning. The Green Giants have taken the lead. It's 2-1.
Davenport University, the catcher, number
Good
4.
timely hitting, Bill.
We'll bring up the catcher, Cameron Bear, to lead things off for the Clippers here in the 4th. Round out the first time up. Bear hitting .264 on the season. He has 4 home runs, so he has some pop. Pitch is low, 1-0 to Bear. Bear, Hadjakovic, and Roche. Hadjakovic and Roche are the 3 scheduled hitters. Here in the 4th, there's a pop-up. Catcher, see if he has room, but I don't think he does. It's going out of play. Drifted out of play. 1-1 the count to Bear.
Well, it's just an absolutely beautiful night for a ball game, Bill. And right now, we're seeing quite a ball game.
Yeah, it's been a good game.
Good pitching, some timely hitting.
Good fielding, a couple double plays. Pitch is in tight. 2-1 count to Bear. And the pitch from Kyle. Hit hard but high. Center fielder Howie hovering under it. And he'll make the easy play. So Bear flies out the center and he'll bring up Hadjakovic, the first baseman.
Number 27, Ethan Padukovic.
Ethan Hadjakovic, the proper pronunciation without the H.
That's quite a job on that pronunciation, Bill. I'm going to give you a lot of points for that.
It's got to be, some names are challenging.
Yes, they are.
I think it's from calling those hockey games, John, with some of the Russian names and whatnot. You get used to some of the names.
I can imagine it wasn't that easy.
Remember one time I had to call a game where Russia was playing Canada way back up over 20 years ago. That was challenging, especially all these Russian guys. That was a real challenge.
Yep.
Got to be a linguist. There's a pitch in tight. 2-1 count.
So did you actually have to go through the list to prepare to do that? Really, seriously?
Yeah, I did. It was interesting to say the least.
See, a lot of people don't understand the preparations you have to make to do what you do.
It can be challenging, certainly, but fun. There's a foul ball to the left side. 2-2 count to Hadukovic. Shortstop Jimmy Roche is on deck. Hadukovic grounded out his first time up. And the 2-2 pitch is popped up. Who's going to grab it this time? Looks
Third
like
baseman.
Ayerza. He says, if it's a pop-up in the infield, it's mine. And he just grabbed it. That's the fourth time tonight he's picked off a pop-up. Ayerza, so 2 away here in the top of the fourth. It'll bring up Jimmy Roche, who singled and scored his last time up. Had a solid hit to right field. Roche with 2 home runs on the season. Curveball is outside, 1-0 to Roche. Entered the game with a .250 average. Jacob Buschberger is on deck for the Clippers. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Hit into center field. Howie drifting back. Makes the easy catch, and that is the end of the top of the fourth inning.
Another easy inning for Kyle.
No runs, no hits, and no errors. And the score as we go to the bottom of 4. Green Giants lead it, John, 2-1.
Nice ball game, good pitching, throwing a lot of strikes, getting a lot double plays didn't hurt.
He's limited the Clippers to 2 hits in his 4 innings. The Green Giants, on the other hand, have 6 hits in their first 3 at-bats, and now they come into the bottom, not the part of the lineup, but close to it. Ayerza, Deneau, and Duncan, 2 of the 3 next batters, have had hits here tonight. Our next broadcast scheduled for tomorrow, back here in the same location, same teams, same bat channel, same bad time.
They tell me that it could be stormy weather, though.
Yeah, it's storm clouds and rain possibly on the way, but yes, the game tomorrow scheduled for a 7:05 start. The Clippers and the Green Giants in game 2 of this 2-game set. We'll say weather permitting.
Weather permitting. But the other day they predicted rain, and we never did see any.
No.
I think the weatherman's in a slump.
Well, there is a weather front coming in from the west, John. This is sorry, I had to throw that in there.
Well, that's good. A weather front.
I like
No
that,
rear front, right?
Yeah, I like that, eh?
I liked it.
St. Clair College, third baseman number 7.
They'll bring up the third baseman, Max Ayerza, who flew out to right field his first time up. He has been busier in the field than at bat so far as Ayerza, but he's played well tonight.
Yep.
Taking charge on the infield.
Well, there have been some.
These,
This middle for this team is very good. They move well to the ball. They've made some excellent efforts.
Ashcraft's first pitch is a curveball on the low, 1-0 to Ayerza. Matt Deneau and Roberto Duncan, the scheduled 3 hitters in this inning here
He
in the
likes
bottom
to.
of the
He
4th.
likes to start a lot of guys off with breaking balls or off-speed pitches.
Fly ball into left field. Kelly under it. He'll make the play. 1 up and 1 down, and that will bring up Matt Deneau, who singled his last time
Madonna
up.
University, the catcher, number 17. Matt
Deneau, who hails from Amherstburg, Ontario. Again, it's a city or town outside of Windsor.
A pretty little
West of
place.
Windsor, yes.
We were there the other night, and I enjoyed it. It was very, very nice.
First pitch to Deneau. Curveball is chopped foul. You're right. Ashcraft likes to throw a curveball to every batter.
Don't they have a junior B team in Amherstburg?
Yeah, they do have a junior B hockey team in Amherstburg. Used to be junior C, now it's junior B.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. No, it's junior C.
Still junior
It
C?
is junior C. I had to think about that one for a minute. Yep.
What are they called?
Good sports town.
Navigators?
Yeah. Ground ball to short. Roche with an easy pickup. Long throw to first, and he gets him. 6-3 if you're scoring at home. 2 away, 2 up and 2 down, and here in the bottom of the 4th. And it'll bring up Roberto Duncan, who singled his last time up.
Roberto Duncan.
2-1 is our score in the bottom of the fourth here at Lacasse Park in Tecumseh. So Roberto Duncan pitched by Ashcraft. Another curveball in for a strike. 0-1 count to
I
Duncan.
noticed Gonzalez isn't in the lineup tonight. I wonder if he's hurt. Got a right-hand pitcher going. You might expect to see him at first base.
Yeah. Another curve. 0-2 count to Duncan. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Threw a third curveball, but it's in the dirt.
Third
It's
in a row.
1-2. He asked for a new baseball. One and two count to Duncan. 2 out, nobody on. Bottom of 4. And the pitch. Outside. 2-2.
He's not throwing too many fastballs.
No. 2-2 count to Duncan. Maybe he'll throw one here. He did, and he got him. Caught looking as Duncan, strike 3, and the side is retired. Score at the end of 4 as we go to the top of 5. It's 2-1 for the Green Giants. We'll have more baseball right after this.
It's the feeling you get when it all rushes back. The lights, the sounds, the thrill. This memory has been earned and preserved for a lifetime. Every ring has its story. What will yours say?
Well, we are back here at Lacasse Park in Tecumseh, Ontario. Bill Kelso along with John Upham. And we're going to look at the out-of-town scoreboard now. In the bottom of the 8th, the Grand River Loggers holding on to a 6-5 lead. That game near completion. Again, that certainly has playoff implications for the Loggers, more so than the Leprechauns. As we get set to start the top of the 5th, they'll bring up the third baseman, Jacob Bushberger. He'll be followed by Henderson and then Featherston here in the 5th. St. Clair leads 2-1. They've had 6 hits and their 2 runs. Kyle's allowed just 2 hits in the first 4 innings and 1 run. Fastball is outside, 1-0 count to Bushberger. And the 1-0 pitch. Pitch is popped up. Second baseman Tanui is calling everybody off. He's going to make the play.
The pitcher took a little while to get over to first.
Western Michigan University.
1 out here in the top of half of the 5th, and that will bring up Connor Henderson, the right fielder, left-handed batter.
Well, so far Kyle's had a good performance on the mound.
Henderson has struck out here tonight. That's the lone strikeout so far for Kyle. Curveball in for a strike, 0-1 to Henderson. Good pitch.
Very nice curveball.
Kyle delivers pitch number 2. Another curveball is swung on and fouled back. 0-2 count. Henderson trailing 0-2. Kyle ahead of the hitter. Kyle kicks and deals. Fastball is popped up into left field. Jalen Thomas camping under it. Easy play for the left fielder. 2 up and 2 down here in the Clippers' 5th. And it brings up the DH, Wyatt Featherston.
Well, I'm I'm impressed so far with the pitching from both teams.
Low-scoring contest here in the 5th. Featherston rounded out the shortest first time up. Pitches low, 1-0 to Featherston.
I'm sure if we check the book, there haven't been many walks, if any.
In fact, I don't think there has been any. Kyle
No,
has
there
not walked
hasn't.
anybody. There's a pitch in for a strike. Now, you're all right, Mr. Upham. There are no walks here tonight so far, and we're in the 5th.
Don't put runners on.
The 1-1 pitch outside, 2-1.
Just missed.
2-1 count to Featherston. 2 away here in the 5th. Kyle delivers. Good pitch, fouled back by Featherston. It's a good pitch.
Yes.
2-2 count. La Lamia is on deck. Curveball, strike 3, got him.
No runs, no hits, no one left on base for the
Featherston caught looking. Second strikeout of the night for Kyle. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Green Giants still lead 2-1. John?
Well, what can we say, Bill? It's been a pitcher's night, really. Not a lot of hits. Timely hitting, actually. Getting runners in scoring position and driving them in. So, but I'm really enjoying the pitching tonight.
Cleanly played game.
Very, very much so. And truthfully, neither pitcher is overpowering, but they're very effective.
Good location.
Absolutely.
Keeping batters off.
Off-speed pitches,
Off-speed pitches.
throwing a lot of strikes.
Tyrus Barkley, Austin Holds, and then we go to the top of the order for the Green Giants here in the 5th. Nick Howie is the third scheduled batter. 2-1 is our score. Ashcraft is finishing up his warm-up tosses. Barkley bounded into a double play his first time up. He's the DH here tonight. And we're halfway through this contest, John.
From Garden City Community College, the designated hitter number 5.
As mentioned, the DH,
Barclay.
Tyrus Barkley will step up. Barkley hails from Wyoming, Ontario, nearby Sarnia.
That's right. See, we have somebody just loosening up in the bullpen for St. Clair.
Curveball is outside, 1-0 to Barkley.
Boy, he's a first ball curveball pitcher. He's been there all night.
1-0 count to Barkley. And the pitch. 1-1. That was another curve, too.
He doesn't throw hard, but he spots his ball reasonably well.
He's at low.
Down in the strike zone.
Fastball is low, 2-1. 2-1 count to Barkley. Austin Olds, the right fielder, on deck. And the pitch in for a strike. It's 2-2. So the count has worked to 2-2 to Barkley.
Another breaking ball.
And the pitch. Got him. So the first to cinch the deal, a strikeout. That is Ashcraft's first strikeout of the night.
The right fielder number 2, Austin. Oh!
We'll bring up Austin Olds to ground out the second, his first time up in the third inning. Nick Howie is on deck. 1 out, nobody on, bottom of 5. Ashcraft deals is low, 1-0.
Pretty close pitch. Pretty close pitch.
But it's the first time he's thrown a fastball
That's right, in a while.
in a long while to a first pitch to a particular hitter. Now a curveball is driven into left field, but an easy play for Kelly. Kelly plays a pretty good game in outfield too, but
Yeah, he's a good outfielder.
2 up and 2 down in the Green Giants 5th. They'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Nick Howie, who is 0 for 2 tonight. He has flown to left and popped out to second his first 2 times up. here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Howie would certainly like to start a rally here, and we're in the top part of the order.
You know, people might question Kelly leading off for that team, but you know, he's such a good hitter. He can get on, a lot of things can happen. And then if the bottom end of their order gets people on, he's a perfect guy to be at the plate.
2-0 count to Howie. Ashcraft, who came into this game with a pretty healthy ERA, has pitched well tonight.
Yes, he has.
Here's the pitch. Chopper hit towards short. Roche with the pickup, long throw to first, and he's safe. He beats it out. Nick Howie with good speed for a big guy.
You cannot lay back on a ground ball. You've got to come and get the ball.
We'll look at this on the replay. Infield single for Howie, beat it out. Just didn't catch it, but Howie moves well for a big guy.
Yes, he does.
He'll bring up Tanui, who's 2 for 2 on the night. Quick throw to first. Ball got away from Dukovic, but not far enough for Howie to advance. Well, I did say that Howie would like to start a rally, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Tanui, 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a stolen base as Ashcraft a bit annoyed with Howie's lead.
I would love to see the delayed steal here with this kid up.
They might pull that again. There goes the runner. And it's uncontested stolen base for Nick Howie.
Well, I had the call, but it wasn't delayed. It was a great jump, straight steal.
Yep. So a runner on second with 2 away, and Tanui, who is 2 for 2, would certainly like to add to his fine evening.
Yes, it would.
Might be the perfect hitter to do something, too.
Well, you got a speedy runner on second
He
base.
strokes the ball well. Good pitch. Did he call that a ball? Did he call that a ball?
I believe he did.
That was a real good pitch.
1-1
1-1 the count on Tanui. Here's the 1-1. Curveball is outside, 2-1. Tanui, 2-1 count.
I see the pitcher giving him 2 looks, not just one and go, so changing his pattern a bit. Good idea.
And the 2-1 pitch swung on, hit slowly the second rather. Bryant the throw, and that's going to retire the inning. So we are going to be coming to the 6th inning. No runs and a hit in the 5th for the Green Giants. And the score, the Green Giants lead it 2-1 at the end of 5. We'll be back with more baseball right after this.
This is how I feel. This is how I look. Inside and out. It's not me. I know I'm better. I gotta listen to my body. I need to act. I want to live again. I gotta change my attitude. I have to change.
Back here at the ballpark, Bill Kelso and John Upham. The first batter is Lamia. Ayerza with the play at third over to first, got the runner. 1 out. 5-3. So one away here in the top of the 6th inning with the Giants leading 2-1. They'll bring up Bryce Kelly, the leadoff hitter, who's 0 for 2 tonight.
Well, I'm going to say that he certainly has not thrown a lot of pitches tonight.
And the first pitch to Kelly. Outside 1-0. Here's one guy you want to keep off the scorecard.
Well, we've seen him hit it out of the park.
Yes, we have. The 1-0 pitch. Low and away, 2-0. 2-0 to Kelly. Nolan Bryant on deck for the Clippers. Kyle delivers. Good fastball. It's 2-1.
That was right down Broadway, and he took it.
Yeah, 2-1 count to Kelly. Another fastball in for a strike, 2-2. Two good pitches delivered by Kyle.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got to be hitting that fastball because those off-speed pitches are pretty tough. And he's been throwing a good curveball tonight.
Here's the 2-2. Curveball is outside, 3-2.
That's the only thing about the curveball. When you try to overthrow it, you don't give it a chance to work.
3-2 the count on Kelly. And the payoff pitch. Swung on, popped up. Ayerza. Does he have room? No. Out of play.
I'm going to tell you, Kelly's behind on his fastball. That threw that ball really well.
Count remains 3-2 as Kelly stays alive with one out here in the 6th inning.
But see, that's what good hitters do. Foul off that pitch, stay in the at-bat. That's good.
3-2 pitch on the way. Good pitch, too, but it's inside. Ball 4. That was close. Very close.
It looked like a good pitch, but it was in.
First walk of the night given up by Kyle here in the 6th. That's the first walk given up by anybody here tonight. We're in the 6th inning with Bryant at bat and runner at first. Another dangerous hitter. Good pitch delivered by Kyle. Strike 1.
Kyle has a pretty high leg kick. This kid gets a jump, he might have a shot at it here. I don't know if he's a good base runner or not.
Kyle
Good move.
Through the first.
Now, according to your rule, he should stay closer now because that was a good move, right?
He's not going to maybe lean further.
Let's just have a look-see.
There he goes. And it's popped up into left field, but Thomas is under it. And he's going to make the play. That'll force Kelly to go back to first base.
See the jump he had?
He had a jump, but
what?
I think it was inconsequential.
Well, of course it was because it was a fly ball to left field. Your powers of observation are amazing. I have to give you credit for that.
What good is a jump if you can't do anything with it?
Well, you have to get a good jump in case he doesn't hit it. And if he gets a base hit, then you might advance further than you anticipate.
That's a good point there, Mr. Roberts.
Well, thank you.
Ball is popped up. Roberto Duncan is going to take charge and make the play, and that is the end of the top of the 6th. So, no runs and no hits. The score as we come to the bottom of 6th. The Green Giants still lead it 2-1, and John, another solid inning and the offerings of Kevin Kyle.
He has pitched extremely well. He's thrown a lot of strikes. He's walked one man on what we call a borderline pitch.
And hasn't thrown a lot of pitches either.
No, he hasn't, which is to his benefit.
And keeps him in the game.
And to the defense. Defense can't stand 3-1, 3-2, 3. They want to stay in the game, keep their heads in the game. And with his throwing as many strikes as he's throwing, the defense is certainly on their toes.
We're going to come into the heart of the lineup for the Green Giants. McKenna, Thomas, and Ayerza. And then Deneau is the fourth hitter. So that's the heart of the lineup facing Ashcraft. Ashcraft, 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for the Green Giants. 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors for the Clippers, as we are here in the bottom of 6.
Correct.
Ashcraft finishing his warm-up tosses. You know, John, if I were pitching, I'd only probably want 2 or 3 to start before an inning. I don't want 5 or 6 or whatever. Give me 2 or 3 and I'm good to go.
That's it.
From Palomar College.
Can't be bothered throwing 5 or 6. It's a waste to me.
That's right.
You just get tired more. You get tired more quickly.
Absolutely.
Give me a couple and I'm done.
I'll tell you right now, I don't know how your knee is feeling, but my back's a little bit out of whack.
Yeah, the knee's a little tender tonight, certainly. McKenna will step up and lead off for the Green Giants here in the 6th. He's 1 for 2 tonight with a double his last time up.
I think you and I need a trainer.
Yeah, I think so. 1-0 count to McKenna. Well, it's a long way up here. Inside,
Yeah, but
2-0.
if you don't watch out, it'll be quick going down.
Oh, yeah, it'd be a nice tumble.
A lot of
It is
people-
true, the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Yeah, a lot of people have mentioned that to me too, that walk down those stairs is very difficult.
Yeah, it's not easy. Ball is pounded foul by McKenna. 2-1 count to McKenna.
To my understanding, that a couple of people have emailed Billy Kell to mention that, so I'm wondering if something in the offing is going to happen in regard to a railing of sorts.
Line shot, base hit up the middle for McKenna. He's 2 for 3 on the night with a solid hit up the middle. Runner on first with nobody away for Jalen Thomas.
Number 15, Jalen Thomas.
Thomas is 1 for 2 on the night and he has scored a run. Flew out to center field his last time up. So the first runner aboard here in the 6th. Green Giants would certainly like to add some insurance runs as
You
we
know
get
what,
later
if-
on in this contest.
This pitcher keeps throwing off speed on the first pitch. This base runner could be on the move.
McKenna's got good speed. Pitches outside, 1-0.
Nice fake right there.
Could see a hit and run situation too.
The possibility.
One 1-0 count to Thomas. McKenna takes his lead.
Got a good lead.
Yeah, he does. Ashcraft is keeping him somewhat honest. There goes the runner. Throw to second. It's a stolen base for McKenna, and he stole it rather easily.
Another stolen base brought to you by
Was I correct on that or what?
You were prophetic.
Thank you very pathetic.
I said prophetic.
Oh, prophetic.
Yes.
Yeah, pathetic would not have been the proper word.
No, I wouldn't use that at this time.
In fact, the jump was great.
Yes, it was a good jump. Runner at second, nobody away, in scoring position. The pitch to Thomas. Curveball is outside. 2-1. 2-1 count to Thomas.
I'm still trying to figure out why is that first baseman in so close. Any ball hit sharply, he's not going to have good range to get to it.
Well, you would think not. Thomas with a runner on second. That's McKenna. Here's the pitch. It's low and outside. 3-1. 3-1 count to Jalen Thomas.
Well,
Ayerza on deck.
The first baseman is backed up a step or two. I don't know.
Here's the 3-1. Chopper hit towards third. Good play. Throw to first, and he gets him. Just barely.
Nice play by the third baseman.
From St. Clair College.
So Bushberger with the play to first, but the runner goes to third on the play. So Ayerza, who's 0 for 2 in the night, has a chance to punch a guy across as the runner's on third with 1 away. There's a good play at first base from the third baseman. So runner on third with 1 out. Big chance here for Ayerza, who was batting .299 to start the season, to knock McKenna in. And the first pitch, curveball, base hit to left. Runner scores, and it's now 3-1.
Well,
Ayerza went to second base on the play.
that man got to the ball very quickly. There was no opportunity
And
for
Ayerza
him
is
to
out
get
at
to.
second base on the play and shaking up his Bryant.
Nevada University, the catcher, number 17, Matt.
Ayerza, there's a look at the replay. Kelly in left field gets to it. And, oh yeah, he was out. Stretching a single into a double.
I was still questioning the positioning of the third baseman on that ball. He was in so close that sharply hit ball went by him in a hurry. He's back a step or two. He makes the play.
Green Giants nevertheless get a run. It's 3-1.
Well, that's a big base hit right there.
Oh yeah. Ball hit to short. Roach with the play. Long throw to first, and he gets him. That's the end of the inning, but the Green Giants get a run. 2 hits and 1 run. The score at the end of 6. The Green Giants lead it 3-1. We'll be back with more baseball right after these words.
Top of the seventh, brought to you by
Manpower. That's our specialty. We use it to build infrastructure, like the $1 billion Parkway. That's real manpower in action. End to end, over 1,000 strong, forming bridges, carving out tunnels, shaping roadways. Our manpower is in demand. Well trained, highly skilled, tough as nails. We've got what it takes to build your career. A solid career for building a better future. LiUNA. Feel the power.
You're back here at Lacasse Park in Tecumseh. Bill Kelso along with Jump Up Ham, and there's a final score. Look at the Leprechauns come back and beat the Grand River Loggers 7-6. That's a big loss for the Grand River Loggers. Puts more pressure, of course, on the team we're playing tonight. Green Giants against the Clippers. Clippers now, and I'm sure they know that that game has ended. They have opportunities to bypass the Loggers, but coming back to win in the 9th inning where the Leprechauns take care of the Loggers. So a big win for the Leprechauns, a huge loss.
So shall we say it was the luck of the Irish?
Some may say that. We get set to start the top half of the 7th inning. 3-1 lead for the Green Giants.
from Western Michigan University, first baseman number 27, Ethan Hadukovic.
Ethan Hadukovic, the first baseman, will lead off against Kyle, who is entering his 7th inning.
I remember an earlier game where the sun had an effect on the play. Right now, there's no sun, nothing to worry about on throws to first or second.
Good pitch by Kyle, that's called a ball. 1-0, the count to Hadukovic. Bushberger on deck. Fastball is outside, 2-0. 2-0 count.
Come on, we don't want to lose this guy.
No, to Hadukovic.
He's got a hit to get on here.
And the pitch from Kyle. Fastball fouled off by Hadukovic.
I'll tell you what, he was a little behind in that heater. Kyle threw that ball well.
2-1 count to Hadukovic, who's 0 for 2 on the night. And the pitch is popped up but out of play. That's going to go behind us towards the parking lot. So it's a 2-2 count now on Hadukovic, the first baseman. Chopper hit to the pitcher. Kyle fields it, whips it over to first. 1 out and 1 down. 1-3 if you're scoring.
Well, they got off the mound well on that ball.
He did.
Shortstop, number 7, Jimmy Roche.
It's nice when you have a pitcher who can field this position. He jumped off that mound very well that
We'll
time.
bring up Jimmy Roche, the shortstop who hails from Orland Park, Illinois. Here's the first pitch to Roche. Curveball is low, 1-0.
Kyle wanted that pitch. He didn't look very happy. Well, you know what? These umpires aren't perfect, and nobody is.
And the pitch fouled off. But one thing I can say, John, in the games that we've covered, and we've covered, I would say 99%, if not more, they have not had an impact on the result of the game.
No, they haven't. They've done extremely well.
So they have done extremely well.
Absolutely.
That's all you look for in officiating, whether it's umpiring, refereeing. There's a swing and a miss, 2 strikes, 1 and 2 count. Same thing with referees, same thing with umpires. Part of the game, don't be the game.
That's right.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball got him. Throw to first, and it's 2 up and 2 down. Just the third strikeout of the night for Kyle here in the 7th.
Nice breaking ball.
Yep, he'll bring up
How many times
Bushberger.
have I talked about that breaking ball being down in the dirt and they'll chase it? There's a perfect example. That's where you want the breaking ball. You want it down. It was an excellent pitch. Catcher made a nice play.
Bushberger 1 for 2. He has a double on tonight. He popped up to second his last time up. First pitch from Kyle. A curveball is outside, 1-0. Kyle having trouble getting his curveball across. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Belted into right field, but the center fielder's going to catch it right center. Howie with an easy play, nevertheless. 3 up and 3 down. And the score as we come to the bottom half of the 7th. Green Giants lead it 3-1. John?
Well, there we go again. Not a lot of pitches, a lot of outs.
Does Kyle come back out for the 8th? What do you think?
I would think so. I would think so. I might have somebody up in the pen just in case, but at least he's got to start the 8th inning. Unless he says something to Cooper or Cooper asks him and he feels like maybe he's a little tired or whatever.
Again, look at our score. 3-1 for the Green Giants, and a pretty nice night for baseball. And the game is moving swiftly along. Darkness not hit the ballpark. What time is it, John?
8:25.
8:25 Windsor, Ontario time. 5:25 if you're living out west.
And what if you're in Newfoundland?
I think it might be 7:30. 7:25.
Well, the old story is anytime they say it's always a half an hour earlier or later when I listen to CBC radio.
Yeah, so during that 8 o'clock, 7:30 area, I think.
Yeah.
In Canada, if you're in Alberta, it's 2-hour difference. U.S., it's California and Colorado and those states, Washington, would be 3-hour difference.
So if
Nevada.
it's 7 in Windsor, it's 7:30 in Newfoundland.
That's what I'm thinking. Or, I don't know whether a half hour ahead or behind. I get confused from out east. We'll bring up Roberto Duncan, who is 1 for 2 in the night with a single and an RBI. Here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Tyrus Barkley and Austin Olds, the next scheduled 2 batters after Duncan. There's a pitch in for a strike, 0-1 count.
What pitch was that, eh? Breaking ball, you betcha.
Yes, it was.
That's him. Breaking ball lead up. Start
Well,
the
he's
inning off
consistent,
with a breaking
nothing
ball.
else. That was foul, went off a leg. 0-2 count. Now to Duncan. Ashcraft has pitched well. He's given up 9 hits, but just 3 runs. He came into the game with over a 6 ERA. So he has pitched well.
He certainly has. Of course, they've also had a couple of double plays which didn't hurt him.
No, the first 2 innings, in fact.
That's right. But that's what you need.
It will help set the table, certainly. Curveball is low, 1-2.
He is slowing his motion down quite a bit. I'm just wondering if he's getting tired.
I was going to say about the same thing. As soon as you mentioned that observation, that made me led to believe that he was tiring. Got him on a strike. Duncan strikes out again. He got called the last time up on a 3rd strike, and he gets called again. One away here in the 7th. They'll bring up Tyrus Barkley.
Number 5, come on, Barkley.
See, with this pitcher, you cannot expect fastballs on 2-strike pitches because he's been able to throw the curveball for strikes on a regular basis.
So Barkley steps up. Pitches low, 1-0. 1-0 to Barkley. Austin Olds on deck. Barkley 0 for 2 on the night. He bounded into a double play his first time up. Struck out his second time up.
Yeah.
Pitch is chopped to third. Good pickup. Long throw to first, and he gets him. So the third baseman making the play, that was Bushberger. 2 up and 2 down, and the Green Giants 7th. Going to bring up Austin Olds. Olds 0 for 2 on the night. Ground out the second and a fly to left. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. The Green Giants lead by 2. There is a right-hander throwing in the Green Giants bullpen, John. There's a pop-up down the line. It's going to go foul. Olds with a bunt attempt.
Well, it's the old story.
Is it a right-hander or a left-hander? It's a left-hander, actually. 2 left-handers are throwing.
I think it's the little guy, little left-hander
2
that we've
lefters are
seen.
throwing. But you're right.
There's a lefty down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At least one. Here's the 0-1. Pitches a ball, 1-1.
That's the little guy. I think he's the short man.
Well, once a night I am speechless.
That's unusual.
That's why he says once a night.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
You're allowed.
Here's the 1-1. Curveball is fouled off and back behind our location.
Well, I guess Chico LeBute's going to get another interview.
You're going to send it down to Dom.
1 and 2. Now 2 and 2. Papa's fouled back.
Well, we almost had an injury on the pop-up.
He's a ball player. He'll be fine. 2-2 count. And the 2-2 is swung on and hit to right field. Making the play, the right fielder. 3 up and 3 down, and the score at the end of 7. The Green Giants lead it 3-1 here at the end of 7 innings. Dominic Papa will have a guest. It's going to be Chico LeBute. Coming up.
A lot of guys down here at field level. Of course, the Green Giants took advantage of the All-Star break. They had 4 players participating in that game. Chico LeBute, the GM of the team, was at the All-Star game watching things closely. And not to be a homer here a little bit, Chico, but I have to say the St. Clair Green Giants represented themselves very well at this game.
Guys did a great job.
Yeah.
Jalen Thomas had 2 hits, scored 2 runs, stole 2 bases. Connor McKenna had 2 sacrifice flies, scored runs. And then the pitchers dominated. They went in 2 strikeouts each, and Tyler Whitbread closed it off for the save. So it's represented very, very well.
Nice feather in the cap. What was the reaction like? What was it like to be part of that, Chico? And of course, this is a first-year team in this league, and to get 4 guys there, I think, is another real good accomplishment.
Well, I think the amount of talent that's in this league is starting to grow each and every year. What we watched last year and this year, to have 4 of our guys there is just more than a feather in our cap. It's a huge accomplishment. At the same time, the talent level that all the way across both teams was amazing, and our guys they rose to the occasion and played very well.
What did it mean to the guys? I'm sure you talked to the guys that participated, Chico. How excited were they to be a part of that?
Oh, big honor.
Yeah.
And when we talked to them and announced it, they're very excited. Everybody called home and said, watch us, make sure you're checking everything out. So good for the guys.
Just quick news with the team, Chico. A couple of new players coming into the fold here. Quickly, a little bit about that.
Yeah, we signed a young man out of Anchorage, Alaska. He played in the Alaskan League, 6'7", pitcher, first baseman. Going to be a nice addition to us. We also picked up a pitcher, 6'2", righty that's out of Saginaw. So we're excited about both of them joining our team. They'll be on our roster on Sunday. So
we're excited to have them here. That's for sure.
A little hot out here, but
it's hot. It's baseball weather, Chico. You should know that. You should be used to this stuff. Good stuff. Congratulations
Thank
on
you so
everything.
much.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
Chico LeBute working hard with this team. Again, 4 representatives at the All-Star game. Quite an accomplishment. Let's send it back upstairs to Bill Kelso and John Upham.
Thanks, Don. We're back here up top. Bill Kelso with John Upham. Henderson aboard with a bunt single. There's another bunt dragged down the first base line. Nobody covering. Ball goes awry. Runner will not go to third, so it's now first and second. 2 straight bunt singles by the Clippers, and they have runners aboard at first and second with nobody away, and they are threatening here in the top half of the 8th inning.
Well, there were 2 well-placed bunts. Second baseman was playing a little toward left field, and I don't think they were expecting the bunt.
Especially to that side.
Well, with the first baseman not charging, not expecting a bunt, that's a perfect bunt.
Right-handed hitter doing it to the right side was impressive. That was a great technique.
And the pitcher didn't get off the mound that quickly.
Runners
but nobody was expecting a bunt.
First and second with nobody away here in the top half of the 8th inning.
Now the first baseman's in.
Here's the first pitch, showing bunt, fouls it back.
Now there's an example of why do you jab at the pitch? Just put the bat out there, let the ball hit the bat. And that pitch was a high pitch.
Luke,
toughest
toughest
pitch to bunt, a high fastball.
2 on, nobody out, top of the 8th inning.
Whatever we do here, we got to get an out.
Oh yeah, no question. Preferably the lead runner.
That would be nice. I'm sure he's going to make the third baseman field the bunt.
And the pitch up high, 1-1. 1-1 the count to Lalumia with Bryce Kelly on deck.
See, Cooper won't run the wheel because he doesn't like that play. He won't try to have the shortstop beat the runner to third.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Low and outside, 2-1. Bullpen is up and alive for the Green Giants.
Look, he's going to bunt, let him bunt. Get an out. Who knows, he may pop it up, get 2.
He might be able to get 2, you're right. 2-1 count. And the pitch. Up high, 3-1. 3-1 the count on Lalumia. And with Kelly, Bryant, and Bear coming up.
If he hadn't bunted that first pitch, he'd be on first base. It'd be ball 4. We got to let him bunt here. We don't want him to load the bases.
So those second base, they try to catch the runner there, Henderson.
Good call.
I think that was called from the bench, John.
Could have been, yeah. I would think so. It could have been from the shortstop to the pitcher, from the bench to somebody.
And the 3-1 pitch. In for a strike, it's 3-2.
Jabbed at it again. Just, it's something they don't teach anymore is how to bunt. We watch it in the big leagues all the time. Those gentlemen do not know how to bunt.
It's almost a lost art.
Yes, it is.
3-2 count. Here's the payoff pitch showing bunt. He gets it down. Nicely done. Throw to third, and he gets him. Got the lead runner, John.
Well, there's the bunt back to the pitcher.
First and second, 1 away here in the 8th inning.
Aggressive bunt coverage. Aggressive, it's a bad bunt.
He'll bring up Kelly. Cooper coming to the mound.
He might go to the
He
pen
may
here
go
with
to
a
the
left-hander.
Let's see. Got a right-hander throwing.
They had a left-hander
They
up.
didn't have a left-hander up. Kelly, a dangerous hitter.
No, he's leaving him in. What is this, a conference call?
Appears to be.
Come on.
Umpire probably
Well,
got
you're
it.
better off to get your defensive set the way you want it. You don't want to have a mistake here.
First and second, Kelly, who is 0 for 2 in the night with a walk. Dangerous hitter.
Very dangerous hitter.
But the one coming up next is just as dangerous.
These are the last two guys you'd want to see come into the plate in this
Actually,
situation.
3. You got Bryant, Kelly, Bryant, and Bear. All
Yep.
left-handed hitters, too.
All of them. That's why I thought Cooper might go to the pen.
Fastball outside, 1-0. 1-0, the count on Kelly. This is a huge batter for Kyle to deal with here in the 8th inning with a 2-run lead. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Good pitch, 1-1. 1-1 to Kelly.
I don't think he wanted that pitch. That was in a bit. He's probably looking for a pitch he could really handle well.
Got to pitch him careful. And the 1-1. Curveball is swung on and hit down the left field line, but it's twisting foul.
He didn't swing at that ball. He just laid his bat out there. I think he had him fooled.
1-2 the count on Kelly. Kyle sets and deals. It's blown, popped up down the left field line. Thomas has great range. He tried to scale the fence, but it went out of play. Still 1-2 on Kelly.
Well, this fouled that ball off, kept himself up at the plate. That's a good at bat so far.
Kelly, a tough out.
He certainly is.
Green Giants working with a 2-run lead here in the top half of the 8th inning.
Kyle's
away.
pitched extremely well. A bit of a long inning for him, actually.
Here's the 1-2. Curveball got him. Great pitch delivered by Kyle. Gets Kelly swinging, and there's 2 away here in the 8th.
Very, very nice pitch. There it
It's a
is.
very fortuitous out.
What did we say? You keep the curveball down, they'll chase it, and that's exactly what he did.
Well, it brings up another tough hitter who's hitting .288 on the season, Nolan Bryant.
This is my
First
kid.
and second. Kyle sets and deals. Curveball in the dirt, blocked nicely though by Deneau. It's 1-0 to Bryant with Cameron Cameron Bear
That's
on
a
deck.
big play by the catcher.
Oh, yeah, that's huge. You don't want the runners to advance
Don't
to
let the
second and
runners
third.
advance.
And the pitch from Kyle is up high, 2-0. Anybody else, that might have been a strike.
That was up quite a bit.
2-0 count on Bryant. And Kyle delivers. That's in for a strike. Good pitch. 2-1.
Very good pitch.
2-1 count to Nolan Bryant. 2 on, 2 out, top of the 8th. With a 2-run lead in the Green Giants. And here's the pitch. Swung on and hit hard and deep into right center field, and how he can't get it. One runner's going to score. Two runs are going to score, and Bryant has a stand-up double. We're tied at 3.
Well, there's the kid I like. Boy, he hit that ball a long way.
Look at this on the replay, John. That was deep. Right on the track near the fence, too. So there's a runner at second. Both runs have scored, and we are tied at 3 here at Lacasse Park in Tecumseh here in the 8th inning.
Well,
Cameron Bear steps up. He's 0 for 3 on the night. First pitch to Bear, in for a strike, 0-1.
I do not want to second guess anybody, but I would like to have seen a left-hander face the left-hand hitter, especially with the runners in scoring position. But Kyle's pitched so well.
Curveball blocked nicely by Deneau.
Wow,
Canada's
what
now
a
1-1.
block. What a block.
Talk about earning your keep behind the plate tonight.
Yes, he has.
Well, before this inning, the Clippers had 2 hits. They've had 3 in this inning alone, and they've tied the game with the 2 runs scored. Swing and a miss. 1-2, the count on Bear.
Actually, that wasn't a swing. He just waved at it.
The 1-2 pitch coming to Bear with Bryant at second. And Kyle delivers. Just missed.
Oh, he wanted that pitch. He's walking off the mound like it was strike 3.
2-2 the count.
Umpires
on Bear.
do not like that.
Time is called.
See, it's at this good time for Kyle to step off the mound. He was a little upset on the call.
Compose yourself.
Get yourself composed, come back, make another good pitch.
That was a good pitch.
Oh, very nice pitch.
Here's the 2-2. Curveball is hit softly towards first, but it's going to go foul. Didn't get much on it either.
Nope.
Count remains 2-2. Top of the 8th, 3-3 is our score as the Clippers have come back to tie this one.
Well, if you're going to throw a 2-2 curveball, throw another one.
See if you can keep Bear
See
off
what
stride.
happens.
And the 2-2 pitch is on the way. It's swung on and hit into right field pretty deep. Back, and it is gone. Oh.
It's off the fence.
Off the top of the fence. I thought it was gone. It's a double. I thought that was out of here.
So did he.
A double for Bear, and the Green Giants now trail 4-3. And that's going to be all for Kyle as he's being taken up by Cooper. Look at this. Off the top of the fence. I thought that was gone. So did the dog out there, too.
It's hard to tell, really.
Yeah. Ramon coming in, the big right-hander. Pretty good outing from Kevin Kyle, but he leaves with the Green Giants trailing 4-3. Ramon Monge.
He pitched extremely well.
Gave up 6 hits and 4 runs. 4 hits and
1 inning.
3 runs in this inning. And Ramon Monge.
Remember, I said he should start the inning and see how he goes, but
Hold on in relief here is Monge. Another big right-hander. He has pitched well lately, despite the high ERA.
From Garden City Community College, number 32, Ramon J.
Big double by Bear off the top of the fence.
Oh.
And quite frankly, I wasn't really wild about his at bat up until that point, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I thought he was a guy that could be had.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, the Clippers have come back to take a 4-3 lead here in the top half of the 8th inning. A game that was moving swiftly into that point.
Well, you know, Kyle pitched an extremely good ball game. He had his controls. And, you know, 8 innings. I don't know how many innings he's thrown all year, but 8 innings seems like a lot of innings for him to pitch at one stretch.
But he's thrown not very many pitches up to that point. So before tonight, Kyle had pitched 12 innings all year long.
Well, and he's pitched 8. He almost pitched 8 innings
Two-thirds
tonight.
of what he pitched all season, he did tonight.
See, that's where I was saying start him in the 8th inning, but have somebody ready.
First baseman Ethan Hadukovic will step up to the plate. He's 0 for 3 on the night, with still 2 away. Runner on second, that's Bear.
You know, when that pitcher's pitched that well, the tendency is to want to leave him in to get out of the inning.
Mm-hmm. So Monge getting set to throw his first pitch. And here it comes. Fastball is wide. It's 1-0. 1-0 to Hadukovic.
This young man has to slow down a little bit. He wants to rush to the plate. Tendency for people that do that, they're high.
Here's the 1-0. Good pitch,
Much better.
1-1. Good location.
Nice long glide step. I really like that.
1-1 count to Hadukovic with Jimmy Roach on deck to Hadukovic to do something. Here's the 1-1 curveball. Ooh, that was a nice pitch too.
That was high.
But a
You
bit
don't
high.
want to leave that curveball up
moved
there.
Late.
You don't want to leave the curveball up there.
2-1 the count. And the 2-1. Another curveball is swung on, hit into right field. Olds is getting under it. Should make the play, and he does. And that does retire the side. However, damage is done by the Clippers. They erupt for 3 runs. The score coming into the bottom of the 8th. The Clippers lead it 4-3. 3 runs and 4 hits in the inning. And it's 4-3 as we come to the bottom of the 8th. John?
Well,
comments?
you know, Kyle pitched so well. Was sorry to see that happen the way it did. He didn't throw a lot of pitches. He was around the plate all day. And just so happens that things happen at the wrong time.
Look at it. The July home schedule as we finish up the regular season. We'll be back here tomorrow night, weather permitting, against these same Muskegon Clippers at 7 o'clock. Note, Wednesday's a doubleheader, 5 o'clock starting against the Lake Erie Monarchs here in Tecumseh at Lacasse Park on Wednesday the 26th. And then the following 2 nights, Thursday the 27th and Friday the 28th, the Irish Hills Leprechauns will be in town to finish up the home schedule on this season for the Green Giants. As we get set to start the bottom half of the 8th inning, Ashcraft is still in.
Well, you know, that was a long inning. Let's see what effect it has on him.
Yes, and he has thrown a lot of innings this year compared to Kyle. Coming into the night, John, 37 2/3 innings. He's been a starting pitcher.
That's right.
And he will face the following batters for the Green Giants here in the 8th. Howie, Tanui, and McKenna. I think the dogs got involved in the baseball game here tonight.
Yeah.
Taking home a souvenir.
He's taking home 2 souvenirs.
Allow me to clear my throat. First.
I guess I could have said 3, but 2 was good enough.
Yes. First batter, like I said, is Nick Howie, the center fielder, who was 1 for 3 tonight. Single and a stolen base his last time up. Green Giants would like to get their rally caps on again here to get back into this
Well,
one.
you know, you got to tie it before you can win it.
They trailed earlier, went ahead, and now have given up the lead. There's a strike. 1-1, the count on Howie. They were cruising along pretty nicely till they got to the 8th inning. Good pitch. 1-2, the count on Howie. Adam Tanui, who is 2 for 3, is up next for the Green Giants. Curveball, base hit to right field. Good hit by Howie. His second hit in a row, second hit of the night. He's 2 for 4.
There's a perfect example of waiting longer on the pitch and hitting it the other way on an outside pitch. That was a good at-bat.
They'll bring up Tanui, who is 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a ground out to second. Well, nobody away here in the 8th.
Well, you bunt him over?
On deck.
You bunt him over?
I say free swing him, but that's me, though. Only because he's been swinging a good bat. But he's going to look like he's showing bunt. Howie has good speed. I tended to go the hit and run.
Like I said, you got to tie it before you can win it.
This is true.
You want to ground into a double play or advance him.
Tanui showing bunt. There goes the runner. Long throw to second, and he is going to be safe. Stolen base for Howie, his second of the night. Howie's got great speed for a big guy.
Bunt and run. My.
Look at this.
He's there.
Oh, yeah.
He was there. Good call by the umpire.
I think when I played ball, John, I don't think I had a stolen base. I was not blessed with speed.
Well, if you got a stolen base, you'd be a felon.
Here's Tanui, that's a throw to second base. Nice grab by the second baseman. Or I should say the shortstop.
So he tried to bunt him over and bunted out a bad pitch.
1-1 the count to Tanui. Runner on second. Again, Howie has real good speed.
Yes, he does.
That's a plus, especially if Tanui can hit it to the right side of the field. Single could drive him in.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. Bunting again. 2 strikes to Tanui.
See, he tried to bunt for the base hit. Just get the ball down.
1-2 the count to Tanui with McKenna on deck.
I don't think some guys realize what sacrifice means. It means give yourself up. Sometimes you have to do it. You want to score this run, tie the game, and then go ahead.
And the pitch.
There he is. He got him over.
Slowly.
That moved him over. Very good bat hitting. Good hitting.
So Tanui bounds it out to second, but
It's a way to move the runner over.
Same as a sacrifice. They'll bring up McKenna with a runner on third and one away.
Well, your next 2 hitters are somebody that we'd like to see coming to the plate.
Much like, I'm sure, the Clippers when they were batting in their 8th of the inning. So
You got a right-hander down in the bullpen for Muskegon.
McKenna is 2 for 3 tonight with a double and a single his last 2 trips. With a runner waiting on third.
Be patient now.
Curved inside and high, 1-0. 1-0 the count to McKenna. Thomas waiting on deck.
Well, the infield's in. Infield is in.
See if he drives the ball. Here's the pitch. Up high, gets by the catcher. The runner's going to score. Tanui, rather Howie easily.
Pass ball.
Yeah.
No excuse for that.
And this game is tied at 4.
No
Look at
excuse.
this. It got by the catcher Bear.
And we've seen it before.
1 away. And we're tied at 4 here in the bottom of the 8th. McKenna with nobody aboard. And then working on a 2-0 count.
Well, there's the tie, Bill.
McKenna would love to get on base. And the pitch. And there's a base hit to right field. I think he heard me. 3 for 4 is McKenna, and he's been hit safely in his last 3 times up. And another guy that has decent speed and is also aggressive.
We're gonna get a steal here.
He may steal on an tired catcher. Bear's been busy the last couple of innings.
Let's see what happens here. I think he's going to be running. I don't know how soon, but he's going to be running.
Thomas will step up. He's 1 for 3 tonight. He has a single and a stolen base.
McKenna's getting a big lead over there. Now, this is where you got to try to keep this runner close. But he's a daring base runner.
Oh, he is. And the pitch. Curveball outside, 1-0.
What a great pitch that would have been to steal on.
Green Giants have 4 runs, 11 hits, so no errors. 4 runs, 6 hits for the Clippers. So the Green Giants have hit the Clippers by 5. Almost double. Quick throw to first. Jalen Thomas.
I think he's going. They think he's going too.
Ashcraft is trying to keep McKenna close. Here's the pitch. McKenna goes. Bear with the throw. McKenna's in safely with a stolen base.
Another Giant stolen base brought to you by Affordable Home Services.
You know, nothing beats speed.
That's the 5th stolen base of the night for the Green Giants.
On top of that, he got a great jump, and Bear's throw was bad.
Runner on second with 1 out for Thomas, and the count is 1-1.
But you know, Bill, most stolen bases are on the pitchers, not the catchers.
Here's the 1-1 pitch coming. Thomas with the line shot off the glove, base hit to left, and the runner is going to score. McKenna coming in, throw home, and he is safe. Runner goes to second, that's Thomas, and the Green Giants have taken a 5-4 lead on the hit by Jalen Thomas.
Did that shortstop get his glove on?
He did get a piece. Look at this on the replay. He got a piece of it. But that slowed it down enough that Miller couldn't throw out McKenna.
That throw was too high. It allowed the runner to go to second base. That is not a good cutoff throw.
He may get a pitching change here in the bottom half of the 8th inning with now the Green Giants leading 5-4. And we've had some lead changes here in the last inning.
Was I not prophetic when I said you got to tie it up before you can win it?
Yes, you were.
And Tanui getting that, moving him over on that ground ball to second base.
Huge play.
That was a big play.
There's a pitching change. And the pitcher coming in is a right-hander.
Well, we've seen him here before.
Brian Taggett is the pitcher. He has pitched before. So he'll pitch here in the bottom half of the 8th inning with 1 away and a runner on second base. That's Thomas.
Great base running by Thomas.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
Taking advantage of that bad throw.
Clippers from Emory University, number 34, Brian Taggett. Pitch change brought to you by Festival 10.
How about this one? The guy scores, so you want to keep the runner on first. You weren't going to throw the guy out. So you're better off to hold the runner on first base.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Now you got another guy in scoring position.
Exactly.
With only 1 away. Ayerza coming to bat. He's 1 for 3 tonight.
Now,
afterwards.
Had that shortstop not deflected the ball, the left fielder might have had a chance.
They had a crack. You're right, because it slowed things up. They also almost made a great play.
Absolutely.
He may have not been able to throw the runner out at first, but the runner may not have advanced from second.
That's the point. If you hit the cutoff man, they might have got the runner going into second base.
Oh, yeah, no question.
That's how come cutoffs and relays are so important.
So to review, the St. Clair Green Giants have scored the go-ahead run here in the 8th inning on the hit by Thomas off the glove of the shortstop. That's the 12th hit of the night.
What an effort by the shortstop.
That was Roach. We'll bring up Max Ayerza, who was 1 for 3 tonight, hitting exactly 300 on the season. With a runner on second and 1 away, and the Green Giants looking to pad their lead. Looking for an insurance run here in the 8th. Pitch is up high, 1-0.
That play by the shortstop. The rule is, don't let him get on. Don't let him advance. If you can't throw him out, at least knock it down. That man would not have scored if he had been able to knock the ball down.
Oh, absolutely, right.
And then the double play's in order.
Pitch is in tight, 2-0. First two pitches from Taggett are balls.
What an effort by the shortstop. Because if he gets it, that guy doesn't score.
2-0 the count. On Ayerza. He might be taking this pitch. All three. 3-0.
Bear is making no effort to block the ball. He's trying to catch everything. That surprises me. Of course, if he catches every game, he could be worn out.
Mm-hmm. It's a long season.
You betcha.
And here's the pitch. Oop, he got him. He clipped him. It hit batsman. That stings. So hit batsman Ayerza, first and second.
From Madonna University, the catcher, number 17, Matt Deneau.
Matt Deneau is the batter. Look, that got him. So first and second with one away. Taggart having trouble finding the plate.
He has not thrown one close yet.
Taggett, Brian Taggett, will now face Deneau, who is 1 for 3 on the night. First and second, one away. Here in the 8th. And the pitch, in for a strike. 0-1 the count on Deneau.
Good curveball, not a pitch to hit.
Roberto Duncan on deck for the Green Giants. And the 0-1 pitch is low, 1-1. 1-1 the count.
Stayed off that one.
On Deneau.
Good job.
Boy, they'd like to get another run here. And the 1-1 pitch, curveball is low, 2-1. Wait for that pitch, I guess. I'm thinking fastball, John, with a 2-1.
Well, you look fastball and hit the off-speed pitch. That's all you can do. Look fastball, hit the off-speed. Got to look fastball.
Here's a 2-1. It is a fastball, and you've got a piece of it. Not a lot. Now 2-2. And I have a sneaking suspicion we're going to see a curveball.
Well, 2-2. And if you're going to throw 2-2, you throw 3-2.
Let's see.
Because you're going to be sitting on the fastball, possibly, if it goes 3-2.
Here's the pitch. Bear got a piece, but not enough of it to keep it in front of him. Now the runner's at second and third. That's huge.
That is big. But he blocked the ball. It was a bad pitch, and he did make a block on the ball.
Second and third, one out, 3-2 count. Infield is moving in. They're right at the edge. Bad pitch, a swing and a miss. Long throw to first, and he didn't get him. Thomas scores, and now he's going to be safe as well. That is Ayerza. And the Green Giants scored 2 runs on the pass ball and a strikeout.
What a great base running. Outstanding base running.
Look at this. Look at this.
From St. Clair College.
And the Green Giants now have a 3-run lead.
That was a great play by their second baseman backing up that throw.
Scored 4 runs in the inning, and it's now 7-4. Talk about an uprising for the Green Giants here in the 8th inning to come back.
Got it.
Now a runner on first, still only 1 away. Duncan, who has struck out his last 2 times at the plate, he's 1 for 3. Curveball is up high, 1-0. And Taggett has had trouble getting people out.
Well, he's a stand-up pitcher. He doesn't bend his back. He doesn't follow through. it's very difficult to throw strikes. Well, that's better.
Pitch is low, and he is out at second.
Good call.
So out stealing is Deneau. 2 away here in the 8th inning. 1-0 the count. It was a ball.
Matt Deneau is not a speedy base runner.
No. Ball is driven into right to second baseman Bryant.
A sinker.
Dive. Yeah, it's made the play, however.
Yes, he did.
So the score at the end of 8 is the Green Giants come back and score 4. They lead 7-4 coming into the top of the 9th. We'll be back with more right after this.
For the Giants.
It's new, it's fresh, it's innovative, it's WE-TV, Windsor Essex Television, and you can watch it anywhere. www.we-TV.ca is the place to be. If it's sports, entertainment, or community events, WE-TV has what you're looking for. The people, places, and faces of our community are front and center on WE-TV. Check out www.we-TV.ca for what's being webcast live. WE-TV, we got you covered.
Well, we are back here at Lacasse Park in Tecumseh. Bill Kelso along with Jim Uphan here on WE-TV. Getting set to start the 9th inning. Ramon Manger will start the 9th for the Green Giants, and he has a 3-run lead to work with, John Uphan.
Yeah, it's a big 4 runs they scored in that inning. Now it's up to the relief pitcher here to do his job.
Leading off the top of the
Which I mean is throw some strikes, let's get people out.
the shortstop, number 7, Jimmy Roche.
So Jimmy Roche will lead things off, the shortstop. Roche is 1 for 3 on the night with a single. Struck out his last time up, followed by Bushberger and then Henderson.
Well, that was 2 long innings, big guy.
First pitch of the 9th from Manger. He's punted up in the air, making the play as Deneau, and there's 1 away here in the top half of the 9th inning as Roche pops up to the catcher.
Nice play by the catcher, although I think the pitcher would have had it.
It was certainly high enough for him to get to it.
Yeah. Nice play by Deneau.
From Davenport University.
He'll bring up Jacob
Number 6, Jacob
Bushberger, the third baseman who is 1 for 3 tonight as well. Green Giants 2 runs away from, rather 2 outs away from winning this one. First of a 2-game set here against the Clippers. We'll be back here again tomorrow night, weather permitting against with these 2 clubs. Here's the pitch to Bushberger, chop foul.
That's what Manger needs to do, throw strikes. Work on throwing strikes. Don't have to be cute, just throw strikes.
1 strike count to Bushberger. And the pitch, curveball is outside, 1-1. 1-1 count to Bushberger.
I don't know.
Up high, 2-1. 2-1 count to Bushberger. Manger with the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got a piece of it. Was Bushberger. 2-2.
He's throwing strikes with his fastball. That's what you want to see. Don't put him on.
No. 2-2 count to Bushberger. One
Make
out
him
here in
hit
the
to
bottom
get
of the
on
ninth.
here. Make
Top
him
half
hit
of
to
the
get
ninth, I
on.
should say. And the 2-2 is outside. 3-2. 3-2 to Bushberger. Got a right-hander in the Green Giants pen. Malgi kicks and deals. Flash back to the backstop by Bushberger.
The ball was up. That was way up in the strike zone. He was lucky to get a piece of that.
He actually got a good piece of it, too. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Outside, he walked him. Bushberger gets a walk. One on, one out. And we'll bring up Connor Henderson, who is 1 for 3 tonight as well.
Right fielder, number 30, Connor Henderson.
It's the second walk that a Saints pitcher, or I should say Green Giants pitcher, has given up tonight. Kyle did have a walk as well in his 7 1/3 innings. Fastball up high, 1-0. 1-0 count to Henderson. Top of the ninth. St. Clair leads by 3.
I've talked about this before, but I don't want to be too critical here. When you rush to the plate, the tendency is to have the fastball up. Just relax, take a nice easy glide step, bend your back, get the ball down. Finish your pitch.
Here's the 1-0.
There you go.
Good pitch, but it was a ball.
That was a pretty good pitch right there.
2-0 count to Henderson.
I'm going to say that if this guy gets on, he's bringing in somebody.
Swing and a miss, 2-1.
There's a good pitch.
2-1 count to Henderson. And the pitch. Long throw to first, didn't get him.
Now, just out of curiosity, I would play the first baseman right behind the runner so he shut down the hole on that side. Left-hand hitter up.
3-1 count now to Henderson with a runner at first. This is a big pitch. And here it comes. Good pitch, 3-2. The count now full. Runner on first with 1 away. And the payoff pitch. Fouled off and back behind us.
See,
Count
the thing
remains
is,
3-2.
play behind the runner. He's not going to steal. It's 3-2, but he can't. If he gets struck out, he might throw him out.
So the count is 3-2 on Henderson. Featherston is on deck. Malgi with the 3-2. And here it comes. Ground ball picked up by the first baseman. He'll make the play at first. That was Duncan. So the runner goes to second. Runner on second with 2 away, and it'll bring up Wyatt Featherston.
Western Kentucky University.
Featherston, like the previous 3 batters, 1 for 3 coming into this at bat. So 2 out, runner on second, 3-run lead for the Green Giants.
Got the out. That's all that counts.
And the Clippers are down to their last out. And the pitch. Hit past the first baseman, charging in his Tanui. Does he have a play? No. Infield single. Runner goes to third on the play. Featherston goes to first. It's first and third.
Tough play.
Yep, with 2 out.
Left-hand hitter running.
We got to get this batter because the heart of their lineup is coming up. So Luke
You don't want to get Kelly up
Lalamia
there.
is the batter with 2 out here in the 9th inning.
You do not want to get Kelly up there.
You got Kelly, and then you've got Bryant, and then Bear. So this is the runner to get. And
This
the
is
batter,
gonna-
I should say.
Yep.
2 out, 2 on, first and third. Check swing goes into the, or near the Clippers dugout. 0-1 the count on Luke Lalamia, who's 0 for 3 tonight. This is a huge at bat for the Green Giants. And the pitch. Curveball in for a strike. 0-2. Now he's ahead of Lalamia.
That was a great curveball.
0-2 count. And the pitch. Curveball. Deneau got a piece of it. Didn't go very far. Nobody advances.
Can't believe that runner didn't go to second.
Now it's 1-2 with 2 away.
Ball in the dirt. If he's advancing, he goes to second.
Mongie trying to close things out here in the 9th inning. And here comes the 1-2 pitch on the way. Curveball outside, 2-2. 2-2 count on Lalamia. Mongie delivers fastball just outside, 3-2. That was close.
Well, I think the pitcher wanted that pitch, but Dano didn't seem to react like it was a strike.
3-2 count on Lalamia. First and third. Here's the payoff. Pitch up high, he walked him. And Dave Cooper is coming out, and I think he's going to make a pitching change.
From Michigan State University left field.
Bases loaded for Kelly here in the 9th inning. And we are coming with a pitching change.
Well, they're facing probably one of their better hitters. The two of them in a row here.
Oh, yeah, this is a danger zone here with a 3-run lead. Nowhere to put him, and Bryce Kelly will bat, the left-handed batter, and he'll face the right-hander. Trying to see who
Who's the new pitcher, Bill? Who's the new pitcher?
Just trying to find out now.
Number 18 or 19?
If it's 19, 18 is Mueller. So it'd be Mueller. We've seen him pitch before.
Yeah.
He's a closer type guy.
Yes, he is. They like him, the finish.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for
So Michael Mueller.
from Scottsdale Community College, number 18, Mike
Handed the ball there by the coach. Manager Dave Cooper. The head coach gives it to Mueller. ERA of 3.52. No decisions, 1 save. 6 strikeouts in 7 2/3 innings pitched. And the right-hander is impressed in his other outings.
Yeah.
Kelly,
Bases are loaded.
with the bases loaded, struck out his last time up. And that brought in Bryant to be the hero to give them a lead in the 8th inning, and then the Giants came back to recapture the lead. And now we're here on the bottom, or the top half of the 9th. Giants leading by 3, but the bases are jammed.
And this is a good hitter.
Talking about dramatics here at the ballpark.
Very dramatic.
Don't mean to be dramatic, but it is.
It could be traumatic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bryce Kelly, very dangerous hitter. The left-hander will face Michael Mueller. Bases loaded, 2 out, top of the 9th. And The Clippers down to the last out. Here's the pitch. It's swung on and fouled off by Kelly, 0-1. 0-1 count to Kelly.
They just missed that pitch, Bill. Ball went straight back to the screen. Means he's on the fastball. But hey, he hasn't looked good all night, truthfully. Kelly.
No, he hasn't. He's 0 for 3 on the night. One of two things. It means either do or he's on an off night entirely.
You got it.
Here's the pitch. Up high, 1-1. Been outside as
You
well.
don't want the ball up there.
No. Bases still loaded. 1-1 the count on Kelly. 2 away here in the top of the ninth. Mueller trying to seal the deal here for the Green Giants. Here's the 1-1. It's low and away, 2-1. 2-1 count to Kelly. Nowhere to put him. And the
I
Clippers
hope
are
it
down
didn't
to the last
cross.
out.
I hope it didn't cross Deno up on that pitch. It looks like he might have. Not a time to be doing that. Let's get together on this.
Two and one count on Kelly. And the pitch by Mueller. So to third, did he get him? No. Ball on the pitch was called a ball, so it's now 3-1.
Let me say something. There's a left-hand hitter up. The catcher has a clear shot at third base. Why would you take the chance getting picked off? You're 3 runs down. It does not make any sense to me.
Actually, the ball was called a strike. It's 2-2. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Hit sharply to short. McKenna charging here, and he's going to hold on to the ball. The runner will score. No play for McKenna. And it's now 7-5 with the bases still loaded for Bryant.
From Davenport University,
Look at this on the replay.
5, Nolan Bryant.
Nowhere to go.
The interesting thing is, in situations, infielders can play, in my game, 3 different depths. Little deep, double play depth, and in. Now, some guys will say 5 depths.
Here's the pitch to Bryant. Good pitch, in for a strike. 1 strike to Nolan Bryant, who was 1 for 4 tonight with a double and a run scored.
This kid is a good ball player. He's a good hitter. I like him.
He's dangerous.
He's very
through the last
dangerous.
inning. To give
He
them
can
a
hit it
short
out of here.
Lead. Had a double his last time up. Bases are loaded. 1 strike count to Bryant. We're in the top of the ninth. And the Giants' lead is now down to 2 runs. One strike count to Bryant. And the pitch. Fouled off. It's now 0-2. So Mueller ahead of Bryant. 2 strikes. Let's see what Mueller does here. Bryant's been a tough out.
I'll tell you what, if there's a ground ball hit to the right of the shortstop, they may not get anybody.
Yeah. Here's the 0-2. Oh, that was close. Whoa. Now it's 1-2. Well, the umpires in the seats didn't like that non-call.
Well, I don't know. He seems to have been pretty consistent all night.
Count still, and the count is 1-2.
The hometown fans are going to let you know.
1-2 the count on Bryant. That was a pretty good pitch.
It looked good.
And the pitch. Curveball is swung up in the gap. That's going to score at least 2. And you know what? We're tied. And the game is now tied, and Bryant comes through again.
Well, what did I tell you about that kid? He is clutch.
2 RBIs now it's first and third with 2 out, but 2 runs score, 3 in the inning, and we are tied at 7 here in the 9th inning.
How many walks this inning, Bill?
2.
How many runs scored?
3. Are you testing me? Look, yeah.
No,
I know.
it just proves a point. You can't put runners on base. When you give them free passes, you put yourself in jeopardy. I know nobody wants to walk people, but
So, here's the situation. We'll bring up the catcher, Cameron Bear, who had a big hit his last time up.
Davenport University, the catcher number 4, Cameron Bear.
Brian had a double his last time up before this.
off the top of the fence.
And then Bear hit one off the top of the fence, didn't he?
Yep.
And scored and brought in 2 runs to give them the lead. And it was recaptured by the Green Giants. Now they've come back again. Runners at first and third. I think seriously, almost I'm blocking this guy in a way. With Hadugovic on deck, you've got a 150 hitter coming up next. What do you do, John?
Well, you got force here.
But you also have an open base.
Yeah.
And you're going to face a
Well, you
150
don't really
hitter.
have an open base.
But
The
you're
only
going to have a
open
150
base.
hitter coming up, and you're the next batter. And Bear, we saw what he did the last time. Here's the pitch. It's low. It's 1-0. Wouldn't hurt my feelings if they walked it, Clay.
Would hurt mine.
I'm just thinking out loud.
Well, stop thinking. I'm getting tired here.
Yeah. Here's the pitch. Low again at 2-0. Is this the unintentional intentional? I don't know.
Well, you know, sometimes you got to pitch around people. If you think you got to pitch around them, you pitch.
Yeah.
Or make them hit a bad pitch.
And hope for the best.
Who do you want to pitch to, the 290 hitter or the $180?
Fastball, good pitch. It's 2-1. 2-1 the count on Bear. Game is tied at 7. We're here in the top half of the 9th inning. And what was a fast-moving game has slowed down to a crawl.
Yep, for sure.
And the 2-1 pitch. It's popped up. McKenna calls for it. He's going to make the play. That will be the end of the top half of the 9th. But damage is done. 3 runs scored. A couple hits. We get 3 runs and 3 hits. And the score as we come into the bottom of the 9th, we are tied at 7 apiece. John, your comments.
Well, I don't want to be saying too much. We witnessed what happened. I've said it before. You put runners on base, give an opportunity to score. We walked 2 guys. How many runs did they score? 4. I rest my case.
So we're going to come to the bottom half of the 9th inning, and our score is 7-7.
Now, they're bringing this pitcher in. He had a rough inning. It's been a long inning. Let's see how he reacts to that.
And we'll see who the Green Giants bring up. Scheduled to bat is Duncan, Barkley, and Olds, I believe. But let's see. I believe I've got that right, but we'll see.
Well, it's been an interesting game, to say the least.
Quite frankly, I thought the Green Giants had this game in hand when they went up 7-4. But it's gotten away from them, and we're tied at 7. So
I'm always of the ilk that if you're going to bring in a relief pitcher, bring him in to start the inning. And let's go from there. There were some debatable pitches.
actually, it's going to be Barkley to lead things off.
Leading off the bottom of the 9th for your Giants, the designated hitter from Garden City Community
Barkley and then Olds. And then back to the top of the order and Nick Howie. So Barkley, who's 0 for 3 on the night, gets his first chance against Taggett.
We started the top of the 8th inning at 8:25.
And now?
9:32.
So an hour in the last 2 innings.
That's right.
First pitch outside 1-0.
Well, he wanted that pitch.
1-0 the count to Barkley. And here's a 1-0 pitch in for a strike, 1-1. Good pitch by Taggett.
Well, he seems to have himself together this inning. Of course, he came in with runners on last inning. It's a big difference.
Here's the 1-1. Curveball is outside, 2-1. 2-1 count to Barkley. Olds waiting on deck. And then it gets to the top of the Green Giants order. Here's the 2-1. It's low, 3-1. 3-1 count to Barkley. And Taggett delivers. Look out, almost got him. Walked him. Almost got him in the head. Well, Barkley gets a walk. He's going to bring up Austin Olds. Nick Howie is on deck. Olds with a runner at first and nobody away.
I'm going
three for the night.
I'm going to suggest we bunt him over.
Coming out to have a chat with Taggett. There's nobody in the pen. For the Clippers, I think it's more of a strategy meeting more than something about the pitcher.
That guy just got up.
Oh, did they? Okay, I didn't see him. He's out of my view. Okay, there is somebody now just getting up in the pen. Umpire's going to go there to break up the conference.
See, in this situation, I've said it before, send the catcher out. Let him walk out. Let's have a little conference. Let him walk in. Then have the manager walk out. Give that guy a chance to warm up.
Properly.
Yeah.
A little more properly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, one on, nobody out for Olds. Let's see what he's going to do here. He's showing bunt. He pops it up, but foul.
That wasn't even close to being a strike. You're supposed to bunt strikes.
0-1 the count on Olds.
Look, if you're going to show it, lay it down. Get it out front. Just get it in fair territory somewhere. First baseman isn't charging.
Here's the 0-1. Outside 1-1. 1-1 the count to Olds. Excuse me, Nick Howie on deck.
First baseman is not charging. Bunt it down first base.
So push it to the right side.
Absolutely.
Back to first is Barkley. Here's the pitch.
Perfect.
Good bunt. Throw to second, and he's going to be out. Good
More
play.
closer to first baseline. That was a nice reaction by the pitcher.
So Olds goes to first base, so bring up Nick Howie. Look at this on the replay.
Look at that. Almost right back to the pitcher. He bunts it down to first base. He's there easy. Hey, easier said than done.
It's not easy.
It's not easy at all.
Runner at first again with only one out for Nick Howie. 2 for 4 in the night, and he's hit safely in his last 2 trips. That ball is low, 1-0.
That third baseman's playing in pretty close. If he hits the ball sharply,
Especially down the line.
get it by him.
Howie also has 2 stolen bases on the night. Here's the 1-0. Curveball. Runner goes, and stealing safely is Olds. That's a big steal.
Well, it was a perfect pitch to steal on. It was a breaking ball
pitch.
high.
Yep.
Off-speed pitch high. Worked out well.
So now a runner at second with 1 away for Howie.
Yeah, they're going to put him on.
Yeah, they are going to put him on, aren't they? Howie's going to get the intentional pass. We'll bring up Tanui, the next scheduled hitter.
See what they want to do in the big leagues is just point to first, not even have him throw.
Which I think is a good idea, quite frankly.
I don't, because if it's a wild pitch, a guy can score.
I think it saves the pitcher's arm.
From Hartnell Junior College.
I don't believe in that whatever. Part of the game is the pitchers throw the ball.
I say speed up the game.
I don't want to work. I want the game to be played the way it should be played. I'm going to worry about it. We went an inning for an hour, and I'm going to worry about a minute.
First and second now with 1 out for Tanui. Good fastball, but it's low, 1-0. I thought that wasn't a bad pitch, actually. Tanui 2 for 4 on the night. Singled his first 2 times up. Likes to go to left field.
He can.
And he did, but it goes down the left field line, but twisting foul. Oh, 1-2 will be the count on Tanui. One and one, the count on Tanui, I should say. Not 1-2, 1-1. Runner, it's at first and second with 1 away in the bottom of the 9th. Curveball up high, 2-1. This will be an interesting pitch coming up here.
Well, his curveball's not been very effective tonight.
Tanui now waiting on a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Driven to left field again, but again curving foul, and it's out of play. 2-2 the count on Tanui. McKenna on deck. Two and two the count. 2 on, 1 out. And the pitch from Taggett. It's popped up into shallow left field. Kelly will play it. There's 2 away. And now we'll bring up McKenna. Well, if there's a guy that I want to come to bat here in the 9th inning with the base at first and second, man in scoring position, it would be McKenna.
Yeah.
McKenna's had a pretty good night. He's had a couple hits. It's up high, 1-0. In fact, he's had 3 for 4 on the night with 2 stolen bases. He's had a great night. The runners at first and second. Taggett with the pitch. Up high on a curve.
Hey.
Catcher almost lost it, too.
Catcher almost lost it.
2-0 the count. I think he got fooled by the pitch.
That's what I thought.
You know what the catcher's thinking? What the heck was
I
that?
think I would have run out and talked to him about that.
2-0 the count on McKenna. Fouled back, good rip by McKenna. It's 2-1.
It's a good rip.
2-1 to Connor McKenna. First and second. 2 out. Game is tied at 7 in the bottom of the 9th. And McKenna has a chance to be the hero if he can drive a run across. Here's the 2-1 curveball is fouled off into the right side of the ballpark. It's now 2-2.
That's the first good curveball he's thrown this inning. And he fouled it off.
Two
Good job.
and two, the count on McKenna. What's he going to throw now?
Throw another one, 3-2. 2-2, throw
Here's
it.
the 2-2. It's down low. Good block by Bear.
There's the danger. If it gets by Bear.
Oh, yeah. Now it's 3-2. 2 out. Runners will be moving. Boy, if he hits it to the right side of the field, runners should score. Runners will be moving. 3-2 count. And the 3-2 pitch. It's low and outside. Ball 4. He walked him. So the bases are loaded for Jalen Thomas. Well,
From Madonna University, the left fielder, number 15, Jalen Thomas.
bases loaded, 2 away, and Jalen Thomas, 2 for 4 tonight, has a stolen base, 2 runs scored. He's had a solid game.
Well, we've had 2 good hitters at the plate this inning right now.
He can make something happen here with the bases loaded and the game is over. Here's the curveball in for a strike. 0-1 the count on Thomas.
It's a good pitch.
Taggett delivers, curveball in for a strike again. It's 0-2 now to Thomas.
Throw him one more? I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Taggett ahead of Thomas here in the 9th, 0-2. Let's see what happens here. Fastball up high, 1-2. What's he come back with now?
What's wrong with a curveball, except that you don't want to get a wild pitch or a pass
I know.
ball.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Hit to the shortstop. Did he make the play? Yes, he did.
Took it
Forced
by
out at
himself.
second. And we're going to have extra innings. So the score at the end of 9. We are tied at 7 here in Tecumseh. We'll be back with more baseball right after this.
Take one empty field, round up a group of players, add 3 bases, plus 1 home plate, throw in a softball, and add an umpire. Play ball! It's not hard to get a game of softball going, and to keep it going from the time you're 4 till you're 84. Softball. Get in the game.
Back here to start the 10th inning. Just starting at the top of the 10th, Michael Mueller remains in the game for the Green Giants. We are tied at 7. Dukovic will be the leadoff hitter for the Clippers here in the start at the top of the 10th. Dukovic, Roche, and Buschberger are the 3 scheduled batters here for the Clippers. Here in the top half of the 10th inning, we are in extra innings. First pitch by Mueller is swung on but fouled down the left field line, out of play.
So, Bill, it's the 10th inning. Should we have sudden death? Like in soccer, a kick, whatever they call it?
Oh, you mean to speed up the game?
First, yeah, why not?
Here's the pitch. Foul down the right field side. 0-2 count to Hadukovic. Mueller ahead of the batter.
So the first team to score a run wins, right?
No, I don't think they'd ever do that in baseball.
No? Speed up the game.
It would. Hey, I'd give it a try. Here's the 0-2. Curveball is driven into left center field. Thomas will make the play. Bit of a leap, but he made the catch anyways. It's 1 out.
No, he's got great range as an outfielder.
Mm-hmm.
That was a nice play.
1 away in the 10th, and they'll bring up the shortstop, Jimmy Roche. Roche is 1 for 4 on the night. That's our score, 7-7 here in the 10th. Roche plays a good game at short.
Yeah, he's had a good night. That last play, he didn't want to exchange the ball, so he beat the runner to the base. Nice play.
And the pitch, curveball is up high, 1-0. 1-0 to Roche. Well, the only good thing about this one in the 7-7 game, John, we're in extra innings, is the weather is nice.
Yes, it is.
Nice pitch. Curveball in for a strike. It's 1-1. 7 runs, 9 hits, and an error for the Clippers. 7 runs, 12 hits, and no errors for the
Look
Green
at the
Giants.
flags, Bill, on center field. Just laying there, nothing. No breeze at all.
Stiff as a board.
Unbelievable.
Here's the 1-1. It's popped up. Shortstop is going out there for it, but the center fielder's going to grab it. That's Howie. 2 away here in the 10th, and he'll bring up Buschberger. Walked his last time up. He's 1 for 4 on the night. 1 for 3, actually. So 2 away in the 10th. Buschberger batting .273 on the season. One of the better hitters on this club. First pitch by Mueller. In for a strike, 0-1
Nice
the
pitch.
count to Buschberger.
Nice pitch. Start off that hitter with a strike. That's where you want to get ahead.
And the 0-1 pitch. Curveball is low, 1-1. Not a bad pitch, actually.
No.
Mueller kicks into Yules. Hit to the first baseman. Easy play. Roberto Duncan. And that's the end of the top half of the 10th. No runs and no hits and no errors. And the scorers are going to the bottom of the 10th, John. We're still tied at 7s.
Yeah, and we did a nice pitching job through strikes. That's what you want to do. Don't put anybody on base. So let's see what the Green Giants can do here in the bottom half.
Well, if you want to advertise with WE-TV and you want your commercial seen during the Green Giants broadcast, wish to have your logo seen next to the stats of the game, email us at WE-TV.ca for further information. Sorry. As we get set to start the bottom half of the 10th, the hitters will be, for the Green Giants, Ayerza, Deneau, and Duncan.
This pitcher had a good inning last inning.
He did.
Seemed to gather himself together here. He's doing well.
This is a short-staffed lineup for the Clippers, both for fielders and pitchers coming into this weekend. So it'll be interesting to see how things prevail moving forward.
You got it.
Ayerza, who is 1 for 3 in the night. Deneau, 1 for 4. And Duncan is 1 for 3.
Leading
So
off the 10th. From St. Clair College, third baseman number 7, Max Ayerza.
So Ayerza steps up to the plate. He is the team leader in home runs with 3. So he does have some pop in his bat.
Well, this would be a good time to pop one out of here.
Mm-hmm. Well, there isn't any wind resistance.
No, there's not even, that flag is just laying there.
Up high, ball one to Ayerza. Matt Deneau waits on deck. And the pitch from Taggett. Driven down past Cooper. The coach at third base. Got a good rip.
Just got out of the way of that one.
1-1 the count to Ayerza.
I'll tell you what, he hits one down the line, he's got a double.
Taggett delivers. Tempted bunt goes foul. Trying to catch him off guard. He would have too if he'd been fair.
Yep. Yep.
Ayerza's a creative guy.
If he gets it down, he's got a base
He's
hit.
done it before. So now the count is 1-2. Taggett ahead of Ayerza. Bottom of the 10th. 7-7 is our score. And here's the 1-2 pitch. Look out. Up high and in tight. 2-2. Taggett at times have shown to be wild. Here's the 2-2. Curveball got him. Good pitch.
Yeah, jumped out of his shoes on that
He
swing.
almost broke his back. One out in the bottom half of the 10th inning. They'll bring up Matt Deneau. Roberto Duncan is on deck. Look at this. Oh, yeah. So Deneau stepping in against Taggett. And the first pitch from Taggett is low, ball one, 1-0. 1-0 to Deneau. A little quiet here at the ballpark.
Very quiet tonight.
You can almost hear a baseball drop.
Just about. No, we haven't had any errors.
No,
have we?
that's true. One error tonight. Was that a wild throw more than a drop?
Yeah.
1-1 the count on Deneau. And the 1-1 pitch. Curveball in for a strike. 1-2.
That pitch was a bit high.
So 1-2 on Deneau. Here's the pitch. Curveball, chop foul. Down
That was a
third
quick
baseline.
pitch. Deneau just got in there, and that guy was letting it go.
Count remains at 1-2.
He's got to ask for time here. There it is. There's what he needs. He needs to get that guy. Quick pitched him that time.
And the 1-2 pitch. Fouled off to the right side. Count still 1-2. Taggett sets and deals. Fastball again swung to the right side. Right fielder racing after, but it's going to be caught, I think. Yes, it was. Great play by the right fielder. He went off the fence. That was Henderson, I think.
Nice play. He was going full steam, too, when he got there.
It was actually Henderson who made the play. Great play. Brings up Roberto Duncan.
Nice play.
2 away here in the 10th. First pitch to Duncan is low, 1-0. Tyrus Barkley on deck for the Green Giants. Duncan is 1 for 4 tonight with an RBI. They'd like to get him on base. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Low, 2-0. 2-0 the count on Duncan.
Well, the third baseman's guarding the line against the double.
And the pitch, swing and a miss. Off speed pitch, it's 2-1. 2-1 to Roberto Duncan.
Get on board. Come on, Roberto.
Here's the 2-1. Low, 3-1. So the count has been worked to 3-1 here in the bottom half of the 10th inning. 2 away.
Well, here comes the pitching coach.
There's somebody in the pen, isn't there? Yeah, there is.
Yeah. The size of the pitching coach.
Count is 3-1, and the umpire's going to break up this little get-together. So Duncan with a 3-1 count, and Barkley waiting on deck. Makes me wonder if Duncan gets on, do another pitcher come in? What do you think?
Well, I don't know. He seems to be throwing the ball well.
Don't disagree. Here's the 3-1 pitch coming. Taggett delivers. In tight, he walked him. So a walk given up by Taggett to Duncan, and will bring up Barkley. Barkley's 0 for 3 tonight with a walk.
Number 5, Ty Barkley.
I have talked about this before at other times during the course of the season. Barkley has come through at times with big hits.
Yeah, he has. Actually, he's got decent speed for a catcher, too,
Yeah, he
getting down
does.
the line.
Pitch is up high, 1-0. 1-0 to Barkley. Go back to first.
Matt, you got no place to go.
No.
You don't want to get picked off. It's the last thing you want.
And the 1-0 pitch in for a strike, 1-1. 1-1 to Barkley. Austin Olds is waiting on deck. And the pitch. Low and inside, 2-1. 2-1 count on Barkley. Things in this game have really slowed to a crawl.
Yeah.
And the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled back. 2-2. 2-2 to Barkley with 2 out. Runner at first, 2-2. Taggett deals. Curveball, swing and a miss, but the ball gets by the catcher. And Barkley is going to get the first base. Talk about a fortuitous break. And it's first and second with 2 away.
Yep.
They'll bring up Austin Olds.
I'd like to see the replay of that.
Right fielder number 2, Austin Olds.
Here he comes.
He's got to block that ball. He didn't shift and get down on it.
So first and second, safe on the strikeout for Olds. Another guy at times who has delivered big in the clutch despite his low batting average. Curveball in for a strike, 0-1. Barkley at second. I should say at first. Duncan at second.
Get a bigger lead at second base.
Here's the pitch. It's low and away, 1-1. 1-1 the count on Olds.
You got to get Deno with a bigger lead on second so he can score on a base hit.
That's Duncan at second.
Or whoever's at second.
Duncan at second, Barkley at first. Curveball is outside, 2-1.
Well, he's got to get. I want him to get a bigger lead at second. Shortstop's deep. Second baseman's. There's nobody holding them close.
Here's the 2-1. Fouled back by Olds. It's 2-2. Well, we've seen this movie before. It's 2-2 with 2 out.
Yeah.
This is a big pitch. Let's see what Olds can do here. And the 2-2 pitch. Runner goes. It's popped up. Where is it? The catcher's right there. He's going to make the play, and he does. And that is the end of the inning.
Well, the runners were moving.
Yeah, they were. So the score at the end of 10. We're still tied at 7. We'll be back with more baseball right after this commercial break.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is, put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
Every child should learn how to swim for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's Swim Team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
Well, we are back here at Lacasse Park in Tecumseh, Ontario. Bill Kelso along with John Upham, and we get set to start the top half of the 11th inning. We are in extra innings, and we've talked about this more than once, John, for those who may have just joined us or joined us late. What it started out as a fairly fast-moving game is now turned into a marathon here at the ballpark.
Yeah.
And we've reached the 3-hour mark on this one.
You know, something we didn't really expect for the Kyle pitched so well for 7 1/3 innings, and it's a shame really what happened.
Connor Henderson is the first batter up for the Clippers to face Mueller, who's still in the game. Swing and a miss. 1 strike to Henderson, who's batting .196 on the season. He is 1 for 4 tonight. And the 0-1 pitch. Nice pitch.
Get way ahead here. He's jumped out in front now.
2 strikes on Henderson as we're in the bottom part of the Clippers lineup.
Be smart now. Make a good pitch.
Mueller sets and deals just outside, 1-2. 1-2 the count on Henderson. Featherston and Lalamia will be the batters for the Clippers here in the 11th. In tight, 2-2. As mentioned, this is the back end of their lineup. The last 3 batters.
Let's not get anybody on.
No, it becomes dangerous. Up high, 3-2. 3-2 the count as Henderson's worked at the 3-2. And the payoff pitch from Mueller. Chopped to short. McKenna charges the ball. Throw to first. Didn't get him. Good speed down the line by Henderson.
Left-hand hitter.
Closer
He's going to
the
get
bag.
down there quick.
Here's a replay.
Wyatt Featherston.
It's on a double pump.
Double clutch.
So a single for Henderson is going to bring up Featherston. One out, rather one on, nobody out. Here in the 11th.
He's going to.
Pitch from Mueller. Popped up. And nobody's going to get it. And everybody is safe.
My, oh my. That's what everybody was charging. Who would have ever expected that?
So runners
They
now
had
at
the
first and
aggressive.
second.
They had the aggressive coverage on. Everybody coming.
Center fielder number 26.
So now first and second for Lalamia.
Well, you're going to have to bunt them over here. And then you got the top of the order up.
So
And
first
we
second.
know what the second hitter's done all night.
Yeah. And we know what the first hitter can do.
Yes, we do.
And the third hitter has been dangerous. So it's,
Absolutely.
we're into a hornet's nest potentially coming up here.
That's right.
First and second,
Well-
nobody away here in the 11th inning.
Everybody's trying to choke off the bunt.
Pitching for a strike.
Well, they're running the wheel. Shortstop's getting the third, try to beat the runner. This isn't usually David Cooper's play, but he's doing it. He has to. David doesn't really like to run the wheel.
How do you like the wheel?
It worked the other night for the other team. Hey, if you want to get that guy at third, you got to run it.
There's the pitch, curveball, drop down the line. It's fair, too. What a great bunt. Throw to first, he's safe. Everybody's safe. Bases are juiced.
That throw did not have to be made. There was no way we were going to get him.
No.
You did not want to score that run on an error.
All three,
What a beautiful bunt.
all three batters, John, the bottom part of their lineup get on safely. Two of them with bunts. And the bases are loaded for Bryce Kelly. Talk about flirting with danger.
Oh, my God.
So Kelly with the bases loaded and nobody out here in the top half of the 11th inning.
Well, that pop bunt over everybody's head was a surprise.
Oh, that's a game changer.
Oh. And I don't think he did it on purpose either.
No, I don't think so. Just the way it turned out. Here's the pitch. Curveball outside, 1-0. 1-0 the count on Kelly. Nowhere to put him. Nobody away. We're in the 11th. We're tied at 7. And the Clippers are really threatening here. And Kelly, the highest average hitter at bat. Here's the pitch. And this is again, it's 2-0. Behind 2-0 on one of the top 2 or 3 more dangerous hitters on this ball club.
Well, there's a number of things you could do defensively here, but
Coming home would be ideal, depending where it's hit.
home to first.
Here's the pitch. 3-0. Well,
There's nowhere to put him.
nope, 3-0 the count on Kelly.
No place to put him.
And the 3-0 pitch. Strike one. 1 strike, 3 balls to Kelly. Think he's taking again or what?
Oh, he's not going to take.
If it's in there, he's taking it. John.
Oh, if it's hittable, he's going to hit it.
3-1 count coming to Kelly. And the pitch. Outside, he walked him. And that forces a run in. So it is now 8-7.
And are we going to get a change? Yes, we
Yes,
are.
we are. That's going to be it for Mueller here in the 11th inning. Coming in, I believe, is the left-hander.
Culligan.
Yep. Justin Culligan. is the pitcher. A left-hander will come in to pitch here in the 11th inning.
Well, this is the most dangerous hitter coming to the plate tonight, right now. He's had a great night, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, Nolan Bryant with the bases loaded. 2 for 5, hit safely his last 2 times up. And there's still nobody away. And the Clippers have already punched 1 run across here in this long game, and it's 8-7 in favor of the Clippers here in the 11th.
You got it.
Not the most enviable spot for Culligan to come in.
Number 35,
Excuse me, Bill?
Not the most enviable spot for Culligan to come
Hey,
in.
coming in with the bases loaded is not an easy situation.
And with nobody away. Talk about an uphill climb.
I remember doing it once against the Mets. I really mean this sincerely. Went to 3-2 on Cleon Jones and struck him out on a bad pitch.
Wow.
Yeah. So how lucky was I?
Now, did he go down swinging, or was it?
Oh, yeah, he swung at a bad pitch.
Oh, wow. Jones is a good hitter, too.
Lefty against lefty.
Yeah. Now, when you pitched, how fast could you pitch it?
I don't know. I don't even remember having a gun way back then.
Yeah, that's true. They didn't really measure speed, did they?
No, they
Any
didn't.
approximation, you think, John, how fast you threw it?
I have no idea, Bill. I wish I could. I don't know. Let's put it this way. I threw hard enough to get people out. And sometimes Greg Maddox threw 85 miles an hour and won 355 games in the big leagues. But the difference is he had command of every pitch.
Well, yeah. And look at Tanana. Another classic example.
Well, he went from a fireballer to slower.
Oh, I know. And when he threw a fastball, it might have been only 80 miles, but it looked so fast. It looked like a 95 mile an hour fastball.
Well, here's the point. When you're a hitter, you got to wait. Nobody waits that long when you.
I know. Yeah, I know. It's like you're sitting up at the place. Like, really? Do I have to wait this long?
Yeah.
But it was funny with Tanana because when he threw a fastball, it was 80 miles an hour. It looked faster.
Yeah. Hey, look, he
Because
did
he was
what he
60s.
He did what he had to do to get people out.
That's the name of the
And
game.
the thing is, he did it.
Oh yeah, and a left-hander to boot, so that's an advantage.
He's a hell of an athlete, you know. He's a great basketball player.
Oh really? Okay. Frank
Catholic
Tanana.
Central, Detroit.
There's a pitch up high. Want to know the count on Bryant. Again, the bases are loaded. 8-7 is our score. Nobody away here in the top of the 11th.
You know, this could be, if the Clippers should win this game, this would be a big game for them.
Oh, it certainly is, especially in light of the fact that
The Leprechauns beat
the Grand River. Yeah.
Grand River.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is huge. 2-0 the count on Bryant. Here's the 2-0. Pitch in for a strike. 2-1. Lefty against the lefty. Bear is our next hitter, and he's a left-handed batter too for the Clippers.
Well, they both had good nights. Bear hit one off the top of the fence.
Yeah, he did. Curve ball is low. 3-1 the count on Bryant, and again, Culligan has nowhere to put him either.
Nope.
Like I said, Bryant's a
And the
tough guy
thing
to
is,
pitch.
this guy does not swing at bad pitches.
No.
Or
He's
rarely.
tough to pitch to.
Rarely. He's ready to hit, too.
Oh, yeah, here's the 3-1. In for a strike, 3-2.
Wow. Up in the strike zone.
3-2 the count on Bryant. Nobody away, bases loaded.
Line drive,
trying to
double
pitch himself
play.
out of a jam. Oh yeah. Although Bryant's got good speed. Here's a pitch that's driven into right field, shallow. Holds, catches it. Nobody advancing. That's a break for the Green Giants.
That was.
Davenport University catcher
That was a big
Third
play.
base, I think I'd take a chance on his arm out there, quite frankly. If I was at third base, I would take a chance on the guy's arm.
I would have come down like I was going to try and score, make a throw, see what happens.
They'll bring up Bear, who's 1 for 5 tonight, but it was a big hit that he did deliver on.
Yeah.
Has had a double.
Well, lefty against lefty. This would
Another
be
lefty.
interesting.
In fact, the next batter scheduled up is a lefty as well, Dukovic. Their first 4 batters are left-handers.
He's come back.
So 1 away, bases loaded. Muskegon has scored 1 in this inning here in the 11th. Bears a tough out. Here's the 0-1, strike 2. 0-2 to Bear. Culligan has pitched well.
Yes, he has. He's come in, he's thrown strikes. He got a tough hitter out, too.
Oh, he certainly did, and Bear is no walk in the park.
Bear's a little upset. I don't think that's a good idea at this point with the bases loaded.
No.
It's not a time to get upset.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, swung on and fouled back. Count remains 0-2.
Well, he fouled off a good pitch.
Clippers come back in the hit department. 8 runs, 12 hits, and an error. 7 runs, 12 hits, and no errors for the Green Giants here in the 11th. Clippers with the only important 1-run lead. 1 out and bases loaded. And an 0-2 count on Bear, and Bear steps out. Mike Cullen would love to get this batter. Here's the 0-2. It's low. It's 1-2. 1-2 the count.
Well, he was going to make him chase it. Did a good job. Nice pitch.
Pitcher and batter both step off. I bet it's taking forever to get over with. 1-2 the count on Bear. Again, the bases are loaded. Culligan sets, and he deals. Oh, 2-2.
Don't look in there! Look over here, I'll tell you what it was, dummy.
We got a lot of umpires in the ballpark tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy closest to the pitch is the one they're all mad at.
The umpires in the seats not happy with the lack of a call there. It's now 2-2
Yeah.
to Bear. Here's the pitch. Oh, now it's 3-2.
Don't wake up, you already ruined the game, man. Way to get involved.
3-2. The count now on Bear with the bases loaded and 1 away.
Stop being a hero, let's go.
And the payoff pitch. He walked him.
Nice ribby.
So Bear walks. It's 2 runs across in the inning.
You know, every once in a while, if a good pitch is missed, you see a little bit from the catcher. I haven't seen that.
Still 1 away, bases loaded, and the Clippers now have 2 runs in this 11th inning. They'll bring up Dukovic, the first baseman, pitch in for a strike. On 1 count to Dukovic. And the pitch is wide, 1-1. 1-1 to Dukovic with Roche on deck. It's It's a 9-7 ball game here in the 11th.
Well, I think when you take a look at this game,
Ooh, good pitch.
you see the importance of getting the bunt down. You have to play small ball at times, and tonight this Muskegon team has played small ball and done very well.
1-2 count against Tecumseh. Got him. A strikeout registered by Culligan. 2 away. It'll bring up Roche.
That was a nice pitch. Got the hitter way out front.
So 2 away here in the 11th. 9-7 is our score, and Jimmy Roche is the batter with the bases loaded. Culligan trying to pitch his way out of a team jam. Roche is 1 for 5 tonight. First pitch from Culligan. Hit to the shortstop, McKenna. Flips it to second. And that's the end of the top half of the 11th inning. 2 runs across. 3 hits in the 11th. And
How many base on balls?
Well, there were a couple.
The bunts were the difference.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. 2 runs, 3 hits. And the score as we go on the bottom half of the 11th inning, the Clippers lead it 9-7. There's a hungry rabbit in the outfield here at the ballpark.
Nice set of ears on.
Oh, yeah. A little bit light.
Isn't that amazing that how many bases? Three hits?
Yeah.
All bunts.
All bunts.
And walked 2 men in.
Mm-hmm. That's a great shot.
Yes, it is.
Rabbit just enjoying himself in the outfield here at the ballpark. Maybe I should ask him if he's enjoyed the long game.
Well, he thinks it's a doubleheader.
Yeah.
Usually there's nobody in the park at this time.
No,
that's why he's out there.
That's a good point. Well, batting for the Green Giants here in the bottom of the 11th. Try and get back into this one.
New pitcher?
Okay. It's number 35 on the mound for the Clippers. He's a big right-hander, number 35.
I'll tell you one thing, he hasn't thrown the ball close to the plate yet.
Zachary Taglieri is the pitcher here in the 11th inning.
0-1 in 10 games, 6.66 ERA. 27 innings, 17 walks.
Taglieri is the pitcher, the right-hander.
Now pitching for the Clippers from the Citadel.
He'll face Howie, Tanui, and McKenna, I believe, here in the 11th. So Nick Howie steps up. Excuse me.
Leading off.
Here's a good look at the ballpark, and it's all its majesty.
Yep.
Howie.
So Howie steps up.
Well, they're at the top of the order. Here we go.
Howie 2 for 4 with a walk. A couple stolen bases on the night. He's had a real good game.
He's played well in the outfield also.
Mr. Dependable in the outfield. First pitch to Howie is low, 1-0. Tanui on deck, and then McKenna. We start getting into the Green Giants' heart of the lineup. Here's the pitch. Low. Oh no, they give him a strike. 1-1.
That was a strike.
1-1 count. To Howie. Here's the 1-1. Good pitch. 1-2. Taglieri and Bear will chat.
He's just thrown 2 strikes here, and they're calling a little bit of a conference. Well, let's see what they're going to do here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, right, Coach? All right, here we go.
One and two, the count on Howie.
Oh, boy.
Here's the 1-2. Hit right back to the pitcher, Taglieri. Pitches it over to first. One away here in the 11th.
From Cardinal Junior College, second baseman number 3.
Well, the pitcher didn't want to make a bad throw, so he ran it over. Literally.
Yes, Adam Tanui, who's 2 for 5 on the night, is the second batter here in the 11th for the Green Giants.
Well, this has been a strange game, Bill.
It certainly has been, with the various lead changes late as it was. Tanui trying to surprise with a bunt. Make contact, 0-1 to Tanui. He's also had a stolen base tonight. Fastball in for a strike, it's 0-2. 0-2 to Tanui. And the 0-2 pitch, up high, 1-2.
Well, he threw that one pretty hard.
Yes, he did. And the 1-2 pitch. It's wide, 2-2.
You know, when you do something well, remember what you did and just repeat it. I know it's easy to say, but that's what you have to do.
Pitch to Tanui. Chopper hit the short. Look out, Roche can't play it. Error to the shortstop, and Tanui is safe at first.
Now, I'm going to hate to say this because that kid's played well tonight. You cannot let the ball play you. You have to play the ball.
And I think he knows it. So McKenna steps up with a runner on first base with one away. Again, we're in the heart of the Green Giants lineup, so if there's a chance for a rally, this is
it right here.
McKenna with a runner at first, and
they got all the right hitters coming up.
McKenna is 3 for 4 tonight. And the first pitch to McKenna is blocked by Bear. Good block.
That was a good block by Bear that time.
That gets past him. Tanui goes to second.
Oh, yeah.
Want to know the count on McKenna. And the pitch. Swung on and hit very shallow the right side. Oh, off the glove. And going to second base is Tanui. Another hit for McKenna.
Nice
Great
effort
try,
by
though.
the second baseman.
Oh, he made a great try. Look at this. Look at this effort.
University, the left fielder number 15.
Off the end of his glove.
Very catchable.
Oh, yeah.
Very catchable.
So first and second with one out, and they'll bring up Jalen Thomas. Well, a 3-1 poke would be nice.
Many twists and turns in this game.
Time is called. Ayerza is on deck for the Green Giants. 1 away, 2 on. And now we've got time called, and then the manager coming up to speak to the pitcher. Anybody up in their pen, John? Can you see?
Nope.
Nope.
This looks like the guy, the last guy.
So 9-7 is our score to review. We're in the bottom of the 11th inning. Runners at first and second with one away, and the Green Giants trying to get back into this one. Jalen Thomas steps up to the plate.
The thing that Muskegon doesn't want to have here is a pass ball.
No, absolutely not. So Thomas against Tagliari. And here's the pitch. It's low, 1-0. 1-0 to Thomas. Thomas, who's 2 for 5 tonight with a stolen base, scoring 2 runs. Tanui at second, McKenna at first. Good speed in the base pass. Here's the 1-0. It's low. Tanui is going to advance, and so will McKenna.
Just what I talked about.
Second and third was just the 1 out and a 2-0 count.
You got a debatable one. Is that a wild pitch or a pass ball? I would say a wild pitch.
Yeah, I think so too, quite frankly. Looks at the replay.
Yeah.
Second and third with 1 out and a 2-0 count to Thomas. Here's the pitch. In tight, 3-0. Well, you know he'll be taking on this one. 3-0 count with 2 on.
Well, I'll tell you what, if it was down Broadway, I might take a swipe at it.
And he's 2 for 5 tonight, so let's see. Pitch in for a strike. 3-1. Some people thought it was high.
Well, it depends which umpire you're talking about.
Here's a 3-1. Curveball fouled back by Thomas.
Wow. You know, strange as it may seem, when you're behind an account, the changeup is a great pitch because they're usually sitting on the fastball.
Mm-hmm. Payoff pitch coming, second and third. 1 out.
But you got to be consistent.
Got him. Strike 3 call on Thomas. Oh, that's a big strikeout for Tagliari.
From St. Clair College, third baseman number 7, Matt.
You can't be taking pitches when guys are in scoring position.
Too close to let it go.
That's right. You can't take pitches that are close. Don't let the umpire punch you out.
So Ayerza is the last batter, possibly. It's the last out. Ball's hit the third. Run one will score. Ayerza lost control of the bat, which I think...
It broke.
Yeah. He gets a hit. Look at this.
The catcher number 17, Matt Deno.
That's an error.
Mm-hmm.
E5.
So it's first and third for Matt Deno, and it's now a 9-8 here in the 11th inning. The Green Giants are still alive. Well, that was fortuitous.
I can't believe what I'm watching. That ball was a routine ground ball. But once again, you can't wait on it.
Nope. I think the bat may have been a distraction too, quite frankly. First and third. 2 away. Pitch in for a strike. 0-1 to Deno. Matt Deno. Chance to tie the game here with first and third.
I'm going to tell you right now, with where the shortstop and second baseman are, he could steal second base easily. And then take the force play out.
You throw it if you're the catcher? Probably not.
Catcher might not throw it.
There goes the runner. Uncontested, you're right. Second and third with 2 away. 1-1 the count. Oh, a hit to right field would make it interesting. Here's the 1-1. It's low, but blocked by Bear.
Good block.
2-1 the count on Deneau, with Roberto Duncan waiting on deck. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball is fouled off. 2-2. 2-2 to Deneau. Well, second and third, 2 outs.
2-2, 2-2.
The Green Giants losing by a run here in the 11th.
2:22. That's
Down
a
to the
pain
last
pill,
out.
isn't it?
Let's see what Deneau can do here. And the 2-2 pitch. Up high, 3-2. Well, that makes it interesting, doesn't it? The count is full on
Well, you
Deneau.
got an open base, so.
Pagliari delivers. Swung on, base hit. This is going to score both runs, and the Giants are going to win. The Giants are going to win. Ayerza gets the winning, scores the winning run. Deneau gets the winning hit. And got up, and the Green Giants win this one 10-9.
That was an unbelievable ball game.
Unbelievable finish. The Green Giants.
Well, we've seen it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, your final score, your Green Giants
Win this one 10-9. Final thoughts, John. Look at
Well,
this on the replay.
we went
left on base.
Past the third baseman, off the shortstop, no chance, and it's all over.
If the shortstop doesn't deflect the ball, it would have been an interesting whether that guy would score or not.
So the Giants win this one 10-9.
Well, what can I say, Bill?
That's it from here, John. The Green Giants win it 10-9. Dominic Papa on the other side will have the game player of the game to talk to. Let's go to a break.
Again tomorrow at 7:05. Thank you for your attention.
It's the feeling you get when it all rushes back. The lights, the sounds, the thrill. This memory has been earned and preserved for a lifetime. Every ring has its story. What will yours say?
Back to Lacasse Park, our post-game report. The Green Giants prevail in this marathon game here tonight. They win it 10-9 over Muskegon. Connor McKenna, our player of the game. Outstanding game for you tonight,
Thank
Connor.
you.
But first of all, before we get into your game, let's talk about this game on a whole. Sailing along nicely, 3-1, and then, boy, the wheels kind of fell off. I guess persistence pays off for you here tonight, but just the same, how tough was this game, and I guess, was it fun?
It was definitely fun. But when you have to make your pitching staff throw 100 extra pitches, that's not fun at all, because we're thinking about tomorrow. We got a doubleheader tomorrow. And, I mean, 11 innings, 12 innings, that's always a rush, especially when calls are going one way, one inning, one way the other, the next inning. It's nice to finally get something to go our way.
What happened? What changed in the game, Connor, that it went into this? Again, it was a tight game, moving along 3-1. What changed, aside from the pitching part of it?
Like you said, persistence from both teams.
Yeah,
But we're in a race for first place between the whole league, and they sure as heck didn't want to lose, and neither did we, because we're one of the forefront guys up towards first place. So.
I think I stopped counting at about 8 stolen bases now. You had a couple yourself. Coach Cooper, let's talk about that and his aggressive offensive tactics here tonight.
Love it.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Kind of a little bit of a different approach. Is that something we can expect to see, and why do you think that was tonight?
Yeah, it's all about surprise. Coach Cooper's full of surprises, whether it's who he throws or who he pinch hits. And one game he'll tell us to kind of to lay off, don't steal the extra base. And some games, like you said, we're stealing 8 out of 9 bags and doing our job.
Yeah. For yourself, again, a great game, Connor, and you've been
much.
outstanding all season, and that's why you're an all-star in this league, no question about it. You're one of the premier players.
Thank you.
Tonight, you come in, you contribute. How good did you feel tonight, and you know, how important, how much pressure do you put on yourself to contribute the way you do tonight?
Yeah, this is an awesome team, and when you love your team and when you love every one of the players, it's tough not to want to contribute. It's tough to be an eye guy and just try and hit the home run every at bat. It's I mean, putting together 4 hits, and Jalen got a couple hits tonight, and Matt Deno with the game-winning hit. Those are all big hits. It's a team win tonight.
No question about it. Quickly, a comment about the All-Star game. How much fun was that for you? And boy, you know, it's a first-year team, and you're playing in the All-Star game.
Yeah, it was a blast. All the guys from the Southern and Central Division, they're a whole different breed. They're a lot of good competition. Jalen and I and Hunter and Whitbread, we all had a blast. Yeah, we stayed up there a couple days and had a lot of fun.
All right, good stuff. Enjoy this one tonight.
Thank you.
Not too much, because you got to come back and do this tomorrow night, and hopefully the same results, but congrats on the game tonight.
Thank you so much.
Good stuff. Connor McKenna, outstanding here tonight. You can get into the room, Connor. I know you don't want to hang around with me too much more.
Thank you so much.
But he was great tonight. It was a great game, even though it had to go extra innings. It was an outstanding game here tonight, no question about it. And you know what? These two teams are going to hook up again tomorrow night. Same bat time, same bat channel right here on WE-TV, a 7 o'clock start. We'll have all the action for you right here, and Bill Kelso and John Uppen will be back with the call. So once again, the Green Giants prevail here tonight. They win it in extra innings, 10-9 final. On behalf of everybody here at WE-TV.ca, this is Dominic Papa thanking you for tuning in. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Take care until then.